Welcome, everyone. We're so excited to kick off another weekend of college esports. And this time, we're bringing you the ECAC Esports Women's All Star Valorant Tournament. And bringing it to life is none other than Dan Coonan. Dan, say hello to everybody.
Great to see you, Angela. It's great for us to be putting this on. We're excited about it.
Great. I'm Angela from Esports U. So excited to be working with you on this, Dan. This is a wonderful tournament. Can you tell us a little bit how this tournament came about? What was your inspiration?
Sure. Yeah. So we jumped into esports really almost 6 years ago now, and it has exploded, and we have almost 170 schools now, and it's been a great thing. And we've collaborated with CSMG and with you guys, and it's been terrific. But we try to keep our finger on the pulse of the industry, and the ECAC tries to provide value wherever we can, and help our schools and get a sense of what they need and provide a solution. And one of those areas that we've looked at and we've been looking at for years now is the issue of gender equity in esports,
Mhm.
and it has been traditionally a sport that's dominated mostly by males, not completely. We have a lot of schools with women participants and who are thriving and doing great. Um, um, but um, but it is a majority of males that are participating in this, and we've done some things to try to trigger and start women's leagues
Mhm.
and things of that nature that have had mixed success. And so we just took a step back and said, how can we, if that's not working the way we'd like it to, what can we do in a creative way to really highlight
Mhm.
women in intercollegiate esports? And we thought, well, gosh, we could get all stars from a variety of different schools and
Mhm.
across the country. With that many schools now, that we have, and we go nationwide, we could get an all star from this school partnered with a couple of all stars from these schools, and have them go at it and focus on it and shine a light on the badass women of ECAC esports, and give them the limelight, and try to stimulate more interest that way. And it kind of took off from there, and people are excited about it, and we're thrilled that you guys are involved with it, and it's going to be broadcast, and it's been a good thing.
Great, Dan. I think this is a wonderful way to elevate the women of ECAC esports. So, how did you actually go about selecting the all star teams? What was that process like?
Yeah. And by the way, I should also mention, with respect to gender equity, that we have prominent women like yourself, Angela, and like Lydia Pfister, who's our assistant commissioner for esports at the ECAC, really leading the charge for us. So we're practicing what we preach
Mhm.
as well. But Lydia, I mentioned her because she has great relationships with all of our schools, and she knows the coaches, and the beauty is, when we do something like this, she and we connect with everyone, and explain what we're doing, and ask them, nominate some of your best and brightest esports stars, who are women, to participate in this. And very quickly, they responded, and so she kind of spearheaded the effort, and then we put together teams with respect to all those all stars, to compete against each other, and that's essentially how it has played out.
That's great. Great. That's wonderful, Dan. So, I know you mentioned Title IX earlier, and there's always a little bit of confusion around Title IX. Could you give us a little broader explanation about it and what it actually means for college esports?
Yeah, yeah, and thanks for asking. I appreciate it. And by the way, I was an athletic director for 12 years, and I taught Title IX in a sports law course that I taught at USF years ago. And so I've dealt with it in a variety of different ways over the course of my career, and and one of the misconceptions I think that many schools have is that if their esports program is outside of their athletic program, that Title IX doesn't apply, and that is not the case. It absolutely does apply, whether it's considered a varsity sport or a club sport, or anything else for that matter. And the if as long as the school, which every school is, every college or university is receiving federal funding of any sort, Title IX absolutely applies, and so that doesn't mean that your numbers need to be 50-50 right now. There's an aspect of the law that allows you, as long as you're working toward it and making progress toward it, there is one of the prongs by which you can claim that you are being compliant is if you are doing things. And by the way, this is why we're doing what we're doing to help schools along
Mm.
those lines and help them comply with Title IX. But it is something that absolutely they will be held to account for at some point. And sometimes it depends on the Office of Civil Rights and how aggressive they want to get. And some years they're very aggressive about it, and in some administrations they're very aggressive about it, and others they aren't. However, it's not just the Office of Civil Rights that potentially could bring an action. It's the students themselves, or women
Mhm.
on campus themselves, or coaches that could also bring it. So it's something that needs to be dealt with on every campus, and we're just trying to assist in that process.
Dan, thank you so much. I mean, as always, you bring a wealth of knowledge, and we really appreciate all your leadership in the collegiate esports space. And we appreciate being a partner with you on all of this. As you know, we're very dedicated and committed to bringing value back to the conferences and the schools directly as well. So it's been great to partner with you on this and all of the other things that we have planned for this season coming up. Who are you looking at in terms of rivals this weekend?
Yeah, well, so we have, of course, some of our most competitive schools have produced stellar women's esports participants to participate this weekend, and like South Florida and Wayne State and John Jay and St. Peter's, and it's it'll be really good competition, and the unique thing about it is they're not, it'll be like the baseball All-Star game or the NBA All-Star game, which always has a cool dynamic because there's a mutual respect amongst them, and it's just a different kind of a feel from when they're playing with their teammates. We're looking forward to it.
Great, great. Well, let's get ready to kick off this weekend and look forward to these amazing matches we have coming up. We have a very special moment here for all the women that are playing this weekend. We've got a guest speaker, Heather Garozzo. She's going to come in and say a few encouraging words for the competitors this weekend. And we'll see you this weekend, and stay tuned in.
Thanks so much, Angela. I really appreciate all you're doing for us.
Thank you as well.
Hi, everyone. My name is Heather Garozzo, also known as Sapphire. I'm so excited to join you here today. This is an initiative that means a lot to me. I've been involved in esports now for a little more than I want to admit, but about 20 years. In many different facets. And when I started, I was often the only woman in the room. There were no women competitions. There were no other women on co-ed teams or women's teams. And that obviously has changed drastically over the most recent couple of years. Initiatives like this are so meaningful to getting more women involved and giving them a stepping stone to join those tier one leagues, to join co-ed teams, mixed teams, and hopefully become the best in the world. So I came to join today to just tell you a little bit about my journey, hopefully inspire you, whether you want to go down the path of being a professional gamer or a content creator, or you want to work in the industry. There's so many different options, and I wanted to share a little bit about my story with you. So first off, I'm actually at Valorant Champions in Istanbul right now. The match is happening like just behind the door from me, so you might even hear some of the crowd noise going hype. The crowd is obviously cheering for Fnatic. Actually, I just heard a loud cheer right now, so something epic might have just happened. But so apologies if you hear that background noise, but it's all part of the vibe. It's all part of just being in esports, living and breathing esports. My journey actually started just as a player. I was a multi-sport varsity athlete in high school. Tore my MCL, was out on an injury, and then I found esports. My brother would have his friends over, and I didn't want my brother to be better than me at anything, and I just started playing. And this was actually Counter-Strike. Valorant wasn't out at the time, of course. And turns out that I was pretty decent at it, and so started playing more and more and more. Found some teammates, traveled down to the CPL, which is like the top tournament at the time. Thought after winning a bunch of tournaments in the Milwaukee area that we would come in and do really well. Turns out we were terrible, and we finished dead last. Lost to a Finnish team that was one of the best in the world. But it only motivated me to be a better player. So I kept competing. Eventually, I made it on to some of the top teams. Both I was in co-ed teams, played in ESEA Invite, which is now the equivalent of ESL Pro League, and also played on some co-ed teams. Played with teammates like Miss Harvey, Potter, who is now the coach of Evil Geniuses, Alice Liu, that played with Complexity's Valorant team. Some of the things that I learned in my competing journey, it's not just about my physical skill about in the game, not just how quick you could react to something, but communication, teamwork. These things are so important. At Valorant Champions right now, I get the opportunity to listen into the teams and listen to their communication. It's amazing how they refine their craft and refine how they communicate with their teammates. It's something so fascinating. So I encourage you, one of the things I like to tell up and coming players is record your team's comms and listen back. Did you give the right calls? Could you have done better calls? Those calls have been shorter and more precise? Those are some of the things I learned as a player. Throughout that playing journey, one of the highlights was in 2012 when I traveled to Paris and competed in the Esports World Cup, which was the top tournament for women at the time. And we came in and we won the World Championship, which was so exciting. It's so amazing to play in front of crowds of thousands of people. They were cheering against us because we were playing against a European team and we were an American team. But that feeling is just like unlike anything else when you can raise that trophy and they play the national anthem of your country. I hope many of you playing in this competition will get to experience some of that one day. It's truly an honor. Some of the other things besides competing and winning trophies, I played in 250 tournaments over the years. I believe that's the most for any woman. It's hard to keep track in the early days, but beyond competing, I work in the industry. So I'm the vice president at Dignitas. It's one of the oldest operating esports teams. We had for many years one of the top women's teams in the world. I also founded a women's initiative called Radiant and operate women's esports tournaments just like this. And I've realized how important that is. A lot of people will ask, why do the women need their own tournament? Why can't they just play with the guys? And my response back is, if you look at a game like Valorant, there's a reason why there are so many women competing in this game compared to other esports titles. It's because these women's initiatives exist, and they give women something to work towards, something to get started. It gives them a more safe environment, a harassment-free environment to kick off their careers. And I hope one day we don't need women's tournaments. That's the end goal, is because more women are competing and more women are going to start to shine in those tier one teams. My last point is, as I said, working in the industry, there's so many different job opportunities. You don't have to be the best player in the world. You don't have to be comfortable on camera and be a content creator. You can work in business side, marketing, advertising. You can work in PR. You can work even in the sciences. There's sports psychology jobs. There's team chefs. There's nutritionists. One of my positions is being an observer. Like I said, I'm at Valorant Champions right now. And, if you're dual monitoring and you're watching both this event and Valorant Champions at the same time, after this, I'm about to hop in and be the observer for XSET versus Fnatic, essentially an in-game director. There's a million different production jobs as well. But I just wanted to use this as an opportunity to hopefully inspire you to continue to pursue esports and gaming if that's something you love. And then my final comment is just a reminder that you're going to be in games sometimes and people are going to say terrible things. I hope that ends someday, but just know that no matter what they say, you belong here. You deserve this. You deserve to play this game. You deserve to be in this competition. And I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you so much for having me. I can't wait. I know there's going to be some superstars. I hope I see you one day at Valorant Champions kicking ass. Thank you so much for having me.
That was wonderful, inspiring. I'm enthralled and absolutely elated to get to hear from you. And considering the inspiring stuff's going on so far, I'm of course with one of my favorite people, of course, being Epitome Jatala. Hi, how you doing?
Hi. Okay, am I looking the right way? Which way is it? It's a little
It's that way.
inverted. I think you're
Okay.
on this side. Yeah. Hello, Ravish. I'm so excited to cast with you today, and I think this is a wonderful initiative, and I'm really excited to see that women and non-binary people are starting to get started in the collegiate scene, especially since it's such a good foundation for people who are looking to compete in Valorant.
Exactly that, right? Considering how we can continue to enthrall, inspire, and uplift the people around us, which is exactly what we want to do, because at the end of the day, we're all gamers, right? And we all aspire and love the exact same thing, so why shouldn't we all be involved in it within an equal standing, right? So that's exactly what we want to be able to do here. And of course, with wonderful people like Tala, like Sapphire, everybody else behind the scenes making this all happen, we can do exactly that. As we have our first agent select for our first game of the day. So let's get into it, shall we? Well, we should have it in a couple of seconds. There we go. Look at that.
Oh my god, we're in. So now it's Wayne State College versus Pace University here, starting on Ascent. And, some of these teams do have the dedicated teams that are all women and competing in this, but some of these are just players from these colleges that are banding together for this event. So it's going to see some really interesting plays here. And we already see that on the side of Wayne State, it looks like they're going for a no duelist composition. Really interesting, really bold start off. And on the other side, Pace University, I think they're looking to do the same.
Yeah, it is interesting considering with the breakdown so far. It's decently standard in terms of Ascent comps you've seen. Like, sometimes we see the switch up of the Cypher commit as well, but Double Initiator is just works so well. Whether you bring either Sky or KO, I think Sky is a bit of a transition from what we see so normally, because more often than not it's the Breach that I find can supplement it, because I personally play Breach more usually on this map. And I've seen people start to bring out the Jet because just how good he is. But no Chain remains, so I know finally I can escape from him after just so long.
The French man, finally. More.
God, it is a breath of fresh air to not have to see
It
Chamber,
really is.
Oh, it's just like, cause like no trips, no no more hearing. They are so dead. It's like, thank God.
If you wanna play, let's play.
I don't want to play. I've never wanted to play less in my entire life. Thank you. But should be
Teleport
just ease
ready.
weight down. Yeah.
Just so much from Chamber, but honestly, having KJ and Sage, both of these Sentinels, I feel like are a little bit out of meta here, but I think KJ being able to play Ascent, which is, in my opinion, her best map, and having Sage, who kind of just, it really struggles to find a lot of impact because you can't get those resurrections down as quickly. It gives away info. All of her utility is going to give away info on where she is, and that wall nerf is just not as strong and potent as it used to be. But now it's really nice to see them trying to experiment with the double initiator, and even when they don't have that duelist, they don't bring out the chamber either.
Yeah. I consider what we see in front of us right now. I'm surprised at the chamber. I was gonna say I'm surprised at the killjoy. I'm so yes, you say chamber. The killjoy setup is right around B though, to stop the initial pushing down on main. But as we see, all five of Pace University starting with their way in. Should be just easy take as the spike goes down.
There. Like going down for Pace and Wayne State College having a 5v5 retake here, Ravish. I mean, they have that late molly and they have the Sky as well before this retake starts. Paranoia, lots of utility available for Pace to hold this down.
We'll see how they decided to just manage to hold them off as a. Right now, we see a couple of them actually just try to move off of the site. One come in, Suk gets to get caught the flank instead by Jamie. And just like that, as soon as they go into the open sightlines, Pace University manages to remove all of Wayne State College.
Wayne State College, they really didn't get any picks as they were coming into the site, and I feel like that might also be a side effect of the fact they had both Sage and Killjoy playing on the same site, which was B, so you really have no Sentinel presence on the other side of the map, and I feel like having an initiator alongside the Sentinel will also help you bring more value to a lot of their utility, like a pop flash combined with a Sage slow can be a lot more potent than just having the Killjoy next to it. Fade Seas right next to the Nanoswarm is also incredibly powerful, especially since you can't escape the area of the Nanoswarm with the help of Fade. So I would like to see some repositioning from Wayne State in that sense so they can get some more value from their utility instead of just letting it all go to waste.
Exactly that, especially considering with the way you're playing your control, you want to ensure that you're managing to optimize how you're holding them off the site. Let's go. Never see that the Permanent doesn't necessarily matter as they manage to get one on the entry. The Molly ends up actually getting Avery, but it says they look to enter the site. The classic wins the duel against Kazooie. I was shocked by that. So Spike also down, but Lady Phoenix being removed will mean that again, after on their bonus, Pace in a 3v2.
Yeah, now 3v2 situation. I mean, they lost Wayne State. Lost one on the flank, so they have one less on the retake, and they're also blocked out by the barrier orb. Prowler going out doesn't find information, so Pace doesn't have too much info, but they know that they broke that wall. Wayne State still at a player disadvantage and a gun disadvantage, though.
That's something they could do, but they should be able to pick up a couple of specters based upon the ones that were dropped on the ground. So, like a Super Giraffe finds one really solid. Just pick out the one that's down near Boathouse, and they should have seen the other as well that was behind as they rushing on the angle. We're taken by Ender Pearl. And 3 to finish off the round 2-0. Start the pace, but good eco damage. Oh, they die. Oh, wait. Should be even buys then.
Oh, yeah, that actually is very true. I mean, Pace, I'm not sure if they can actually buy up into
No,
those
never
Vandals,
mind.
but Wayne State should be able to. And I would want to see that adjustment with the Sentinels. KJ did a lot of damage there, but even then, it was an eco round. And I feel like having the Sage positioned very far back didn't really do much for them at all, because the barrier orb is really most useful when used aggressively to block off those choke points, and that wasn't done by Wayne State. But now with their gun advantage, even without the adjustments from the strategies, they should be able to get a lot of value out of this round and stop the momentum of Pace.
We'll see how things transpire, considering, like you're saying, it's light shields and specters with the force as well that they have. They're doing exactly that. They're holding him off though, but Fairworth goes down. It's a 1-for-1 trade. As they look towards that down through mid, but both flashes gone from Soup. Should be able to at least try to find one, and they know what exact angle he's on. As he ducks back into the smoke to still hold him off the site, but they're getting pincered as you see. So they have to back out here, but the space they've already given up is so much, and they also get caught by the leader as well. It should be an easy cleanup for almost all wings, but they get caught in the reload instead. It's a 1-for-1 by the end. Still 3v3 spike in their hands as they move over to B.
They have some control over this map because the KJ utility down on the B site is probably going to be in range, but Giraffe trying to get really aggressive here, finding two. Super Giraffe now giving a huge advantage to Pace, and Wayne State, they have control of both these sites now. Spike is down, only 20 seconds left on the clock. Angel has to go for that A site.
They can't pick up the Vandal, but considering how they have to enter the angle, it could be off the flash, but with yeah, they just kind of try running, hoping manage to get in. Unfortunate, but hey, this was a round that we kind of did expect for WSC to take, and they did so rightfully. And Pace should be able to have buy-up here yet.
Pace, they still made a lot of eco damage in that last round, like you mentioned, and Super Giraffe, even after finding that huge 2k, is not going to be able to find that Vandal. But on the other hand, they do have that Nightfall available, which is excellent for the retakes. And Wayne State, they are not so good at doing damage on the way in, but if they can get out and have those 5-person retakes, then they will get a lot of value out of that ultimate. On the side of Pace, though, they have the full buy, and they're looking towards mid this time for a potential push.
No one found as of yet, but with them managing to smoke off mid, so they should be able to easily enter and cross. And yeah, that is once again, they get tree control for free too, but there are people watching the angle as they use a dog to scout.
Bring them down.
They back off the angle right away on the side of Wayne State. And use the Nightfall. I was gonna say they might be able to use the Nightfall down by a tree to hold them away, but instead they all get spotted, and Pace enter the side free once again. It's a free plant.
Oh, that hesitation was so unfortunate for Super Giraffe, but now having the Mirror Orb to block off Heaven. But Soup is on the flank and using that knife to try and get some info, knows the sky is nearby, and dodges his keys and tries to pop out of the smoke with a pop flash. Just not going to work out for Soup. Pace still at a player advantage with a 4v2.
Yeah, they're unfortunately playing really split apart. So they are getting pissed off one by one these minutes, right? And aggressive plays like that, hey, managed to work out. They get 2 out of it, but it was essentially them all on pretty much half a save. But this round though, they should be able to get what looks like a potluck buy, in my opinion.
Potluck buy.
Yeah. That means that you get to combine and bring whatever you got and hope for the best.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like Wayne State can go for a save here as well. They're looking like their economy is to buy for next, except for the Fern, who is going down to 100 credits in order to buy that Spectre and kind of have the same gun power as the rest of the team. And still no adjustment here from Wayne State. They've just kept the Sage as well as Killjoy, going to find some info. Now, a little hole in this wall, which is really nice position for Beauty Beast, but the teleport from the Omen just going right past.
The angle, like you're saying, is quite nice, but considering they don't manage to actually get anybody on the entry, so they're gonna have to just all run away and try to flank them off the other side, and it's working out beautifully. State College find the angle and stop the force.
Now, all left up to 1. Louis has that Nano Swarm, but it's not going to matter. Beauty Beast goes for that swing, and Wayne State are going to bring it back to 1 more round, and that also brings a Resurrection online for Beauty Beast as well. So Wayne State, quite a lot of powerful ultimates, but Pace have exactly the same with From the Shadows, as well as those Seekers Nightfall, and they can do so much with the ultimates that they have available. So much info gathering potential here.
as they call a timeout on the side of pace. Probably need a moment and a small bit of time to recollect. Because you know how back and forth the rounds have been. You know, I can imagine they're trying to essentially just overpower them with just the straight aggression that they're putting in to rushing it onto the sites, but sadly isn't exactly working out like super great, because you find that in rounds where Wayne State just plays a bit further back, all of place gets caught off guard. To be fair though, the 2 rounds that Wayne State have won have been on pretty much just either better buys or equal buys, but you gotta remember, previous one was a 4-sub, so Pace gotta breathe a little bit.
I think that Pace's attacks are also really conducive to just five-person pushing either A main or B main. They don't really go for the B splits or A splits. They just all push a single choke point. So they give up and relinquish a lot of control over the rest of the map as well when they do go for these really aggressive pushes. And while they do have the player advantage, they also leave themselves open to so many angles. And they don't even have a killjoy, I was going to say, but they put down the killjoy turret for the flank watch now. But they still are giving up a lot of the map, especially towards them. Oh, what?
Speaking of giving up the map, watching the unfortunate angle will at least allow it to survive. So that's not a worry, but instead, they give all the space out to mid as they look to rush on the site once again. They don't see him. Oh, they don't see the brimstone. But he still had to survive. That's wild. And now,
I've got your trail.
Spike planted.
oh, yeah, it's gone. Nah, it's fine.
Yeah, we have them now having the spike down. They're using this Nightfall now to try and get themselves in, and marks all 3 of them. The counter Nightfall is being used as well. Soup is able to find 1. Now both players tucked in back boathouse. They can just throw all their utility at it, and with the pop flash, they're able to find 1.
Nice.
But Super Giraffe, once again, a multi-kill strung together by Wayne State to tie up the score.
Just seems like this B site for them has not worked out, sadly, here, Tala. With how things shaped out for Wayne State College, right? Again, with them giving up the initial entry and deciding to play for the retake each time, it seems like Pace's just post plants, especially when they are not at a person, especially when they're not at a person advantage, immediately make it so that they just get run over and are not able to find a apt response to
yeah, I definitely do agree with that. I mean, their post-plant positioning, they usually don't have someone anchoring around B main on the B site as well, which is such a power position when you have those players streaming in from both market and CT, and being able to play off that is really powerful, but they usually just tend to play all on site, which just, once again, relinquishing a lot of map control for Pace University.
Speaking of map control, Ace get backs up. Oh, that was not a bad play to try to punish them off the flash too, but a solo play like that, you want to make sure you have somebody there at least for the swing. And with all 5 of them just stacked up, you know what's going to happen because it's exactly how Pace plays it. And especially now with the person advantage, Ace can rush in, Super Giraffe is there. They get the smoke for free, so they can just stay below in hell. Oh, they find one for this spot. Spike goes down. Tall. They get 2 off of that. That's crazy, but it's a good res there, though, Tall.
Yeah, bringing the player advantage back in, and this time they are anchoring that A main position. A few whiff shots from Kizoe, but they're going to use that Prowler to try and help themselves out. Goes for the swing from Angel. Beauty Beast finds 1 before being traded, but oh no, the reload!
On both sides, they're detained. They can rush them past slow orb. It's a couple more seconds, but they're not gonna do it. Swim back, the wall goes up, they're fine. No.
Oh no.
They have no time. They can't get it. Wayne State, it looks so good. And then it didn't.
Well, Wayne State, it was a good try from them, especially with the defending lockdown, but they just fell apart when there were swings coming in from a main, and then they just kind of fell apart on the flank. That's what they need to do to take that map control and kind of surround pace, but they also need to be good with their timings and swing together so they're able to play off contact instead of just taking solo fights, trying to get picks on their way into the site. And Wayne State, they now have that resurrection available, and hopefully that player advantage potentially can bring them back into the game and have them tie up the score once again. Pace on the other side, they have this one ultimate, but and first contact is going to go to Super Giraffe.
Doman's finding there. But he's a prowler at least so they can hold on site once again. As all of Wayne State continue to play very far back and not rotating over so far, but it continues to be the exact same 5-man contact push we were talking about before Yasala. The site goes out, they have the smokes as well. As they manage to get one soup playing by themselves. But very smart call to just not enter on the site. So at least he can go back and make it a 5v5. But trades again as it tries to lurk. And a 4, Spike goes down, Soup gets his smoke, dissipates. They stop the Spike from actually being planted. That's actually a really big play. Pace are stuck onto the site because look at the map control here as well. They're completely locked in. There's nowhere to go. They have to fight their way through. But they don't know where the rest of Wayne State are. And if Phoenix comes behind, could get one, trying to wait for the angles. Wall goes up, and they can just rush inside.
In a really good position here as well. That door just completely wide open, and it's all left up to this Sage. Finding the first shot really nicely done. Finds a second. Jamie, it's all left up to Beauty Beast, and Jamie doesn't spot her, but Beauty Beast sees the barrel of the gun and just doesn't look the right way. Beauty Beast able to sneak around, and Wayne State, they do tie up the score once again. And Ravish, I feel like that should have gone to Wayne State College the way that pace was pushing, but I don't think it should have been that close.
No, because they, although it was decently close in terms of people they had on top of the site, but they had a completely free angle. It was like 2v4. So all they had to do was just hold further back in the site, and it's easy pickings from there. But with how this game continues to be so scrappy, I mean, I think everybody just wants to continue fighting. But because of that, of course, there are losses that are being had as there's one player on each team having to force up every single time that I'm able to get the full buys or for util as well. Because look at this. Kazooie cannot buy turret because they have to buy light shields and a Spectre. So the eco damage just continues to be so rough against both sides.
Yeah, neither of them can really get any momentum going as well since it's so back and forth here, but they at least do have the 3 ultimates for Wayne State, the Orbital Strike as well as the Nightfall once again, and I feel like they found a lot of Nightfall on the retake the previous time they had used it, so I'd really like to see them get value out of that once again.
As right now, I'm not going to use it just yet, because like you say, they could use that for a pretty easy retake. As they pop in the molly and the turret gets it. Way too much damage was done, but again, it's a 1-for-1. As far as popping out of the smoke, thinking that they might be able to stop them before they rush in. They're all rotating. Soup goes again. They fire in 3. Run, Soup, run.
30 seconds left.
They don't get away.
Not ready yet.
Just unfortunate for Soup, and now Pace and Wayne State at a 4v3 pace, still having the advantage. Beauty Beast sitting in a corner, finding that first, but it's a lot of utility being thrown and just kind of tries to do a drive-by, and Ravish just doesn't work out.
10 seconds left.
Unfortunato. They're stuck yet again. There's no shot to get to this one. Spike goes down, and there's not enough time to plant. A clutch as Pace are getting outpaced. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe? I don't know. Our producer threatening to mute Ravish for that pun.
Hey, you know what? That's fine. That's on him because he called me here. So
That is very, very true. I mean, I think the thing about this game is that a lot of these plays should be punished, right? But they can't punish it because sometimes the mechanics just aren't there. Maybe they haven't really gelled together as a team. They're not peeking off at each other. They're not playing off contact. They're not playing off their utility. And like these 5-man pushes from Pace, this game probably shouldn't be this close because they just have no map control whatsoever. And they have to re-clear so many angles, but they're not playing together. They don't have the information. They don't have the mechanics there. So it just makes it a lot scrappier.
and the Strappy continues to be here again. See by the stars that could sight managed to find her. I thought that was the dog gets
That
it
was
because
the
he was so
Trailblazer
low.
kill.
Wow. Alright. Spike once again as it is implanted into the ground. The retake from Wayne State. They'll try to do something here.
Oh, the Nightfall, like we said last time, Wayne State got a lot of value out of this ultimate, but against a full 5, Beauty East is able to bring back their controller, so maybe to isolate some of these 1v1s, but ooh, it's just all the kills swinging towards Pace University. Angel with a nice 4K to close out this round and tie up the score again.
How did they win that? Yet again, I'm thinking, like, I understand off the initial entry, you get Soup can't get away, so from there, all 5 members of Pace are like, okay, cool, this is easy, we're fine, we got this, and they all stay on the site. But then, I feel like Wayne State should have been able to, come around, smoke off a couple angles, and then from there you play as a 2v2 on the retake where you flash in, come back from heaven, and, Bob's your uncle. But seems like nobody's uncle is Bob right now. They don't even have any uncles here.
You should run.
Just look at Pace. Look at where they're sitting. There's just nothing. There's no control. But now,
Whoa.
I like that they switched the Sage over, but oh my god. They left 2 people behind! They break the wall to get in, but oh my god. All 5 of you were there. Just break the wall, and 2 people are just, what is this round? And they're using the other lockdown as well.
Adios mio. As it go all the way around the front of the shadow doesn't even work out, but it pops into tree. They know he were there.
1 enemy remaining.
As another 2 get detained. As they find them last couple seconds. No, that's it. Get one.
Oh
That's
my god,
2,
no.
but the difference happens.
What?
For you.
I don't know what
Last
happened that round.
in
I
the
have
half.
0
What?
recollection or any I do not know.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was a round that happened and we experienced together. There were detainments, there were smokes, and there were ultimates used. Aside from
Yes.
that, nothing more can be said.
That is quite true. And the bomb was defused and Wayne State won the round. And now they have a chance to not have a 6-6 half and maybe be able to do something more on their attacking side. But, I mean, is the KO and the Brimstone going to make a huge difference, do you think, on the attack? Oh.
Maybe? I mean...
Oh, God.
You know what? I don't want to call anything because nothing I've said so far has turned out right. So, I'm just gonna wait. I'll wait to see what happens. Super Giraffe? Okay. Just some initial poke.
Catch them.
And at least from here, though, staying alive is key.
Them down.
They're fine.
Placing swarm grenade.
Well, now 4v4. It's a retake situation. They're going to actually have that Killjoy back off a little bit, and they're going to use the Nightfall. Was that an attacking Nightfall? It was, wasn't it?
Where are you?
I don't think that does anything.
Well, you know what? It scares them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the key. Part
Nightmare
here.
take them. you know?
Exactly. Nightmare take all of them. I don't know about you. Nightmares are scary. I have them all the time. And I wake up all like, oh no, that was bad. But at least from here, there's managed to wear off. But
Player standing.
the scary part isn't over yet as the round continues. And pace. We're all tied up once again.
Last player standing.
And they all died to the spike. Just really icing on the cake. They all died to the spike. It doesn't matter because it's the last round, but I definitely think that it's, you know, it's very thematic for the game that we've been seeing so far. And now switching on to the other side, I don't know if we're going to see any different setups from the Killjoy, but on the side of Pace, they are not stacking. They are stacking their Sentinels. They are not. They are. Okay, I think they're going to do it. And Wayne State are going to do basically the exact same thing that Pace did and just all stack up outside A main. No information, no flank watch, no mid control. It doesn't matter. We're just going to push the choke point and it's going to work.
You like play multiple choice with your own head. And thinking like, is it A? Is it B? Maybe it's C. Oh, it might be. Now it's A. We'll find out what option is right now, Tala, because I think it is most definitely option D, as all as death comes to everybody here. Still 4v3. Super draft, paranoid, inside hell, spike goes down.
Player standing.
As it's just one person, no people left. Bye bye.
Oh gosh, that I don't know. That hurt me a little bit. Pace is able to take that first round. I think a really nice retake from Pace, especially just having those individual players. In that case, it was Angel and Ender Pearl just holding it down on the site. And I feel like they kind of don't play off the util on the side of Wayne State College. We saw that flash had gone out to blind Angel, but they just didn't peek off it. And it was probably because it was that overhand throw on the flash drive from KO. But at the same time, you should just be able to run up and peek the person Jenny. But instead, they just had absolutely no awareness that there could have been a player there and didn't clear it, didn't play off the flash, and it was just an unfortunate situation all around for Wayne State. Now they're going to try the B site instead.
There.
And we continue this tug of war between the two of these teams, as the first enemy is a drone, which is key because a turret done a lot, and they can stop right in front, past the smoke. This is crazy that the all that switch made it so far. Yeah, what? No! But it's straight. It comes in. It's all over by market. As they're all stuck outside of the site. They're not actually gonna try to move in. And yeah, they all fall.
What is happening right now?
Don't ask me, bro. Don't spring these questions on me. I can't tell you. I can't give you an appropriate answer for what you want to know. So let's just assume that this is exactly what, you know what was supposed to happen happened. That's what's up. Everybody's having a good time.
It's in the hands of the Valorant gods now.
Man, who were the Valorant gods? What are their names? Tens?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Tens, El Diablo, yay.
Yeah. And
C9 Melange.
Melange and Jeff Landa. That's it. That's everybody right there. Yeah, we got 4 gods in here, and not one of them listened to me. Or give me a riot gun, buddy. Come on, guys. Can't do it. But besides the point, we're gonna try to take this peak. They're decently low. They're gonna help back up. There were the other good push this. Oh, Prowler, nice peek off of it. Good teamwork over from Pace. Ouch.
Ooh. Well, I mean, at least they trade 1 for 1. They have a 4 for 4 situation, but they do have Super Giraffe pretty low. I'm pretty sure that's like 3 HP on the board. So I'm not sure if the Sage has heal either. 5 HP actually, and I think that was from a Sheriff Dink off from the bottom of mid. Now Lady Phoenix. I mean, this is very different from what Wayne State was doing from what Pace was doing at the very least. They're playing a default. And
30 seconds left.
No! They actually managed to get away on like 0 health. But, you know, from here to there, they do know that they have to play extremely carefully. And on the run back, as Spike goes all the way to A. But considering the position they're in, they should be able to respond pretty easily. But they don't know. There's somebody flanking. Almost. Come on. We're there. Just a couple more shots. Ah! Tragic. On for it.
It's that. Let's just say it's a Spectre diff.
Yeah, Spectre long range is it's not fun. Yeah.
Yeah, but now they're just pinching up onto Heaven. It's 1v4, even with the health bars low. Ooh, Angel is able to find one actually, but I mean, can she find anything more here? The peek out from Soup happens and gets taken down as well. Angel's making a lot of damage here. Ooh, Super Giraffe, 5 HP, but now it's all left up to Beauty Beast. Doesn't have a sight line onto
There's
the
holding.
spike. Not enough time. Still, no gun save from either side.
Not at all, as they all both clearly to fall, but that was almost a really close clutch by Angel, but instead she had no time to actually defuse the spike. Continues to go the way of Wayne State as this back and forth continues, right? But there's finally though a decently apt buy on both sides. I think that 4 Spectre is pretty good, right? I think your Spectre Vandal, it's the same amount of firepower, isn't it? It's easy peasy.
Yeah, Spectre Vandal, basically the same. I mean, from what we've seen some forces win over, so I kind of want to say that they basically are the same thing. And now it seems like Wayne State do want to push that A site, considering all 5 of them are there. They're going to use a lot of utility. They know that Sage is nearby, and I'm hoping they do clear that right side because they know that someone is close. But, oh my gosh, what is happening?
No, they're tucked away into the corner, and they just can't clear them out, but the Molly ends up getting Ender Pearl. So somehow we're back to an even state. Good swing on from Sue. ACC gets a trade. It's 1v2 once again. Got a wall up. Can't pretty much close the door, but at least through this. I don't know. Oh, cast them off guard, but know exactly where they are. Peeking out the exact same angle. They're sure they get their drop goes up, and they win that. The clutch from Wayne State.
Nicely done with the Spectre as well, able to pick up the Vandal now. And it's looking at the economy here, Wayne State definitely going to have a better buy, as since they're tied up as well. Pace, they are relegated to mostly pistols. They have the Seekers online. On the other side, it's going to be the Nightfall. That is going to be the ultimate on the board. Beauty and Beast is very close to the Resurrection though. Lady Phoenix is also 1 away, Fern 1 away. So they've got a lot of ultimates that are really close. Wayne State should be able to push their lead just a little bit more with the help of those big name ultimates if they can collect up an ult orb or 2. But now it seems like they might actually be going for a split. We have a player looking mid on A. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. They get out. They're gonna rush it once again. Put down after turret off the flash, but back a little bit wide. Instead, the Bucky works. Lady Phoenix though, good for the trade every single time. And I can't remember the last time we had 5 people on a site.
Well, now all 4 of them are on the site. They're actually opening this door for some unknown reason. But I guess since they only have classics, it doesn't really matter. Nicely done by Lady Phoenix to peek off of that Beauty Beast. This is a really interesting angle. I'm not even sure how that cabbage got to her. But now, still a 4v1 situation. Probably not great to see this angle get used.
No, this is easy. All right, Jamie, I was gonna say, Jamie goes in and just demolishes all of them. But, you know, sometimes it's just like things get in the way and you just can't seem to stop them.
That is one way of saying things. Things get in the way.
Yes.
Wayne State well, they have the full buy once again, but on the other side, Pace have their own full buy, no ultimates, unfortunately. So now Wayne State, they have both the Nightfall as well as that lockdown, and I feel like they could go for a very explosive kind of entry on any of these sites. There's the guiding light for info. I don't think it actually popped, so there really is no information on if there is anyone B main.
We shall see, because as all 5 are going to be made, it's the same wall we saw previously. Just got the down market, considering all the attention that is being paid there. They pop out, they find one, but they're ready for it. Angel, nice shot.
I feel like they've done that multiple rounds in the past, so it wouldn't be weird of them to expect that peak from the high angle, but it's also the fact that she only had 1 point left on the ultimate and decided to not collect the ult orb. But I guess the death also counts as an ultimate point, so we got the resurrection available, but unfortunately no Sage alive to execute it. But on the other side, Pace, they have all 5 players online as well as the resurrection, and Super Giraffe is taken down by a molly.
Oh, no. 30 seconds left.
And I've seen this happen before, but she's committing the ultimate. So it's just to force them out the site, but look at the concentration up by the corner here, Tala. Yeah, they could easily take that with all the opposition that was there in front of them. Are back up to 9 after 3 rounds in a row for Wayne State. All Pace had to do was to survive.
Yeah, that is all that they had to do. But Wayne State, I mean, if you look at the scoreboard here, it's really interesting how Wayne State are continuing to win rounds, but because I feel like the distribution of kills on Pace is much better. They seem to be securing the frags, just not the rounds here, which is a little unfortunate for them. So now 9-9 with only 1 resurrection on the board. I feel like that last play with the lockdown, it just shouldn't have been committed in that 1v3 situation, especially since it's not, I feel like this game, there's a lot of flashiness that can happen, but it's not the time to be going for those flashy solo plays. Now, Beauty Beast opening up that round with the first on his face.
Let's see a wonderful mess, dude. They've all pretty much lined up for her, and nice! Good transfer as well. The third could be theirs, and easy cleanup, but gets punished by the counterpart on the other side. And through that beautiful clutch from her, they can at least slow down what Pace wants to do.
Bring them down.
Let's allow all the kills are useful there. Just hold them off the site
Where are
as
you?
they find nobody yet.
Last
They
player
know that
standing.
Killjoy is here at the very
Spike down A. One
and they
enemy
see
remaining.
they'll keep pushing the site. They just don't even try to
30
destroy
seconds
the
left.
turret, and the turret secures the kill for Pace. But
Nice.
they've at least narrowed it down to a 1v1, and they know where the last player is as well. The Prowler is good. The guiding light just whiffs slightly, so Giraffe not blinded for long. Still hasn't picked up the spike though.
But they have been able to catch exactly where Giraffe is. A proud
10 seconds left. I have
got a trailblazer with that going out. The door can't be closed. So they instead decided to give it up, and a chance was taken, but in the open, Angel does it again.
Well, and now Pace, they pull ahead, and Wayne State are a point behind. They don't have the buy in this round either. They still have some ultimates. They have some players on the Vandal and the Phantom, but the rest of them are going to buy the Spectres, so not even across the board for this team.
Placing sentry.
I mean, that's fine. Because look at this. They have marshals as well, and the marshals are kind of nasty. And key is that they have 3 ultimates.
Placing alarm bot.
The res, the Nightfall, and the Orbital Strike.
Find you.
And that can be big difference makers, because we've seen them win on stage before. It started off as they're playing for first contact on my mid. There's the Omen there, but with how far back they are, it's should be a pretty clear sign for them to go back to their initial strat of trying to play as 4. Ooh, but they're rotating.
like they're actually going to go for a little bit of map control. They're looking towards mid. They're checking out if there's anyone playing at the bottom of catwalk. Trying to make some space. I like this from Wayne State. When they're at that player disadvantage, they kind of slow down, try and clear these angles, and just make their way off those sides.
Speaking of which, Orbital Strike used to create some space so far. As they pop up the wall again, to find them on the angle to right by spawn. As it continues to be very, very heavy leaning towards B. As almost all of them are from Pace University, also right by there as well. The background's still a little bit to get into space. Jamie goes down. Up to 3v3. Remember, Rez is still up for themselves. If they possibly did have a little bit of space. As the knife falls, they use that to attack to all of the best in terms of where they are. Super Draft and Bleeding Beast are stacked on top of one another, but they're pretty much just all blinded. But Pace is actually not looking to push in just yet. They have all the information on exactly where they are, and there we go. The wall bang works out. And as they all enter in, one after the next, Lady Phoenix holding it down back of the side, but Kazooie finishes it off.
Nicely done from Kazooie. I believe there is time for this defuse as well. It's going to be close, but 1 second left over for Pace is enough time, but still so much economic damage on both sides, always down to the wire. And they're 1 away from match point now. Wayne State College, they have the bye into this round, so they do have guns here. They also have that resurrection available on the other side. It's from the shadows, and I don't really think we've seen a single ultimate from Avery thus far in this match, so I'm interested to see how they might be able to use this ultimate, maybe as an info gathering tool, maybe as a quick rotation tool, but I would just like to see it used at all.
Yeah. And unfortunate catch right at the beginning. It just seems like within the first 4 seconds, somebody has to fall. But there's the res we were talking about before. They could have used, and now with this, the null command is the only thing that is up for Wayne State. The posse coming back with a retake. They are 1-0 up, and there we go. There's that. They disable all the Killjoy util and are able to easily enter the site. And the pull, we've seen her be so good on these entries, and again, you get the KO with the res back. Should be good enough. The door closes, the spike goes down.
One enemy remaining.
Well, now it's the trades back and forth, but Wayne State seems to be coming out on top. Kazooie did it last round, but do you think she can do it again?
Hopefully. I want to say yes, but I feel like if I call anything, it'll just turn out bad. Remember, words have power. So, I will say nothing
Very
at
true.
all. Yeah.
Sticks and stones may break my bones.
But
Words can't hurt.
Words will always hurt me more. I don't know who said that, but they were capping. I'm like, I don't know about you. No stick or stone is breaking my bone. My bones are pretty solid. But words? Whoa. Woo, stop this. I'll cry right now.
So true. And now at least they're all able to escape from the spike detonation. So finally they're able to escape from getting econned. But now it seems like they need to buy back into the next round. They should be able to have guns across the board. And Pace, they are a little bit scrappy on credits. So they're using that Marshall, they're using the Vandal, the Spectre, and I thought I saw a Stinger for a second, but it's going to be the Bucky.
That's fine. It works out easily. Considering Bucky was used by Underpearl previously to at least try to find one. And I believe they're holding the exact same angle they were before. But now with the support of the Killjoy 2, they should be able to translate that into at least 2 if possible. But this is interesting from WSC. They're just all holding off site. Well, by spawn, waiting to see if, Pace just body checks them in a sense.
Yeah, they're waiting for aggression, but I don't believe that Pace has had like a habit of aggression. So I'm not really sure what they're waiting for, but now trying to take mid, whiffing the shots on the Marshall player. But now they're going to use that barrier orb in order to try and get a high angle and just block it off. But now Soup, first contact, finding Kazooie.
As we like to see. Soup we've seen go down quite often trades they're not playing first contact, but two going down. This is the easy comeback for Wayne State College as Pace are locked down towards the outside. The wall as well can make it a lot of trouble, but Soup should be, as soon as they lock it down, they have to clutch the angle because they have to know there's somebody there. Jamie pops out the standard. They win! They win!
Oh, what?
All right. Okay.
One dead.
It is 3v3, Ratala.
Still waiting.
Well, I have to say, Jamie does have a clean shot, but so does Super Giraffe, finding both of those over the wall. That's such a good angle. And even though there is that one ping off onto the player of Wayne State College, there's not really much Jamie can do except for wait for the exits, get spotted out by the alarm bot as well. So just has to kind of play further back with the vulnerability status, able to avoid the spike detonation once again. A good save from Pace, good damage as well, especially considering they didn't have much gunpowder, but now they are looking to buy back in.
They are one away from Lady Phoenix or being able to get her ult. Wayne State College is just looking to, Pace is looking to just be able to recollect, and it's considering they lost 2 rounds in a row so far. Wayne State is so close to clutching things out. They don't have a ton of ultimates to play with besides from the shadows. They're 2 away from the res, and one from Angel's Seekers. So that could be a big way where they could possibly go for the retake, but they do have to play a lot more together.
Yeah, I definitely think that, we've seen just so much solo play, right? It seems like they're trying to go for the really flashy clips that they want to just be able to completely demolish with pure mechanics, but it's just not happening here. Because Valorant is a game that has so much utility, and especially when you're against these attackers that are just all 5 stacked up in one place, then it's just going to be really, really hard to be able to get through all of them if it's just mechanical skill. There has to be some sort of trade that is happening there, or I feel like they're just playing the game wrong. But Pace, they go for the timeout right before they have to save again. Weren't they just on a save? Shouldn't they have money at this point?
Yeah. I mean, they should, but we all make bad investments at times, Tala. So
Yes.
Maybe and hopefully they win the round here, and if they do, they should have more than enough to recollect. But with how often both sides have gone down, they just haven't had enough time to build up a decent enough bank. 5-man push though, or by B, waiting for the trigger on the entry.
This is a good position from Ender Pearl. I don't think these players are known to clear these corners, and it seems like they're actually just going to use the 0 point here for information and then back off. So I think Wayne State, they're playing a lot more carefully, which is something that I really like, a good adjustment to be seen from them, going for these rotations, trying to find mid control instead of just all 5 going to a site. Well, it's 4 of them, so it's pretty close, but using the Prowler first to find the first initiation is nicely done here, and now they're trying to push onto the site. They use the flash as well, and it blinds Jamie, forcing her back behind Dice.
With that and the paranoia as well, unfortunately Jamie going down is a tough position to be in considering you were the anchor, but not with this. Even Avery can't find the run back. And Kazooie getting spotted up by Heaven. I don't know if she could possibly drop down and maybe get a jump kill with this shorty. They are gonna try, but no can do.
Match point.
I suppose that is that. Now we are on match point. Pace, they're saving for match point. Smart move by them. And now they have both the From the Shadows as well as the Seekers. And on the other side, it's the Nightfall and the Lockdown. I mean, the Lockdown, questionable, but the Nightfall definitely lost the value. I feel like every single time that they've used it, especially on the side of Wayne State, Super Giraffe has been really good about being able to follow up on the Prowlers and the Haunts and just the information that she's been gathering.
This has been huge, but that's one Hound and Prowler just now taken out. with a really nice opening op shot. And I think with them finally managing to build a bit off of a bank that they have the op this time, it also just then exerts a ton of pressure
Calling my bot.
for defense for pace.
Now,
Down
5v4
one.
situation. Pace, I mean, it's do or die for them, right?
Mhm.
But now, Jamie, that's a really nice barrier orb to get tucked into the wine cellar, and the information that's gathered from having to destroy that, not to mention the bullets that are wasted, is good for Pace. And then slowly clear though.
Fine, nothing. I do not think Sleep clears this angle.
Remove.
And yeah.
Yeah.
You get gone. I think pace is gonna take us to overtime.
30 seconds
With
left.
how things are here, Tyler.
Definitely looking like it, especially since they're just running through the Killjoy utility. Beauty Beast, though, taking down Kazoo. That is a nice touch here. And the operator shot from Market is going to miss just through the smoke. They're using the barrier orb. The Haunt, however, has sniffed out where these players are. The Nano Swarms, Lady Phoenix can't really get into a good enough position to be able to pop those efficiently in a post plant. But I mean, they've blocked off all the angles, but oh no. That
Well-
angle is just so bad.
Yeah, it's right out in the open to believe it is having to work out. Up again once more by Boathouse, pops out, holding it down.
Oh,
What more?
oh my
time
God.
to reload. And they cannot do it. It's at 3. We're going to OT.
That was so close from Lady Phoenix as well, just having to go for the reload and can't swing back when she's crouched right
Switching
in
sides.
front of Ender
Overtime.
Pearl, who is deciding to just go for the sprays. And now switching sides back overtime. You don't need to worry about nothing. You don't need to worry about money, economy management. You just go play the game and hope you get your frags. I mean, the only thing you really have to worry about is if you want to buy an operator. And I don't think any of these players are really looking for that. Avery did so on the defense, and I actually found them quite a bit of value. So maybe in the next round we will see something. But coming out, we are going to see who sets the pace.
Thank you for joining me in this escapade. No one. You know what, that was specifically for our producer K-Dash. Shout out to him, great guy. He watches all of Hawaii from his basement. So if you live in any of the islands, he's watching you. Just so you know. And nonetheless, look over as the distribution from Wayne State. Because on the defense, it was just evenly spread out. But currently, though, they know that there's somebody over by mid. They could smoke this off, not to go and push by tree again, but it's the same 5-man contact push. Oh, sorry, 5 people contact push they saw previously. And they're still trying to rush in. Get one, that's the person over by mid. And they're gonna rotate here, Sala. Maybe?
It is hard to say if they're going to go for that rotation, but they have that mid player at least to get a little bit of control. Pace here at a player disadvantage, and that's just going to be widened by Wayne State 1v2. Still good trades back and forth, but now Jamie on her own in a 1v2 situation does have that spike, but only 30 seconds
left.
Not sure she can go for a rotate.
Not right now. They're trying to close the doors. Who pops out and that's tough but good patient plays from Wayne State. As we're now 1-0 up.
Switching sides.
Looking to take it.
Match point.
Can Wayne State bring us home in one round of OT, or will we go to another one? Regulation was incredibly back and forth, but it's not rare for these players to be able to string a few rounds together, and Wayne State is also on the half that they were just on, in which they were probably very comfortable, and it seems like no operator from on the side of Avery or Pace University, so that's not going to be a problem. It's not like they look mid too much anyway. But
Alarm bot out.
now the guiding light, though, is going to find a bit of information for Pace, so they know that there is presence there.
Presence so far, though, not exactly stopped, but they should know as at this point, as wine is not cleared out. So Jamie should be in one of these close corners. Look up with the crossfire off the sky. It's over by tree.
Look at the position of the Fade and the Killjoy. They're in such good position here. If they do decide to rotate, they have complete control over this map. There is no way Wayne State get out of this one. The only way out is through.
This is interesting because if they actually do pop over and look by mid, they should be able to catch these two of them off guard. But they're still hiding over by the angle. There we go. Yeah, that two going down right away. Jamie at least gets one off the angle. As over by A. And they still have not found a way to enter the side. There's still 30 seconds left. But they have to pick a side. And as well to enter in, Jamie's gone. Kazooie with the air. Kazooie managed to get the trade. It's 1v2. A spike is down. The flash of the smoke, not being able to enter. Or double OT.
Double OT now. Pace 13-13. It seems like both of these sides are winning their defensive rounds, but I'm not going to say the attacking round is the one that they need to win because I probably will be swiftly proven wrong the way that things are going right now.
Yeah, and I think we're just gonna keep going back and forth between these two, because the attacking halves on both these sides just continue to be tough because they just need to find a way to surely secure a plant, and then the post plants in general too. It was quite close, at least from Wayne State side, right? But quick transfer not working out. It's totally missed them in. Whoa, that was a big
Oh my god.
And it doesn't necessarily matter because Beauty Beast can't run away. Wow.
That was a huge haunt. They know that all 5 of them are mid, but the haunt has also gone out to Super Giraffe as well, and they know where this brim is. Ender Pearl, nice shot there, trying to swing around for Soup's kill, but now they're being lurked up on from mid, and Lady Phoenix is able to find one. Super Giraffe, good positioning here. Has to go up against Angel, does not check the angle, and once again, it is Pace and Wayne, 3-3.
It seems like if you combine those two words together, the pace and Wayne hear pain, which is what both the universities are causing to one another. Haunt shot out though. As Wayne State have a pretty solid way to come back in. This thing could just haunt in. So that shot out. Look at the power on the angle. There we go. Yeah, it catches one, but as not to push it off of Heaven, there we go. Lady Venus comes in. And that's it. Easy as that.
Lady Phoenix seems like she's coming online as well recently, so she is able to hit a lot of the shots. The Killjoy setups are coming in really clutch on the defense. And now on the other side, Pace, they are once again on the back foot. They have to try and secure all of these frags, try and get this, try and stop them from planting the spike or go for the defuse. And Wayne State, they want to close it out, so they're going to go for the timeout from Super Giraffe, just trying to direct them on which way they should be going.
No, Tala, what do you think they're talking about right now? What do you think they're saying to one another in their in the communications?
Let's not wait until there are 30 seconds left to try and get onto the site and plant the spike, because that is what happened to them last time. They just had no control over the map. There's no one to stop the counter info from the other side that they are not pushing. They don't have like maybe that Killjoy lurking around with the turret as well to gather that info. They're just all stacked up in one area, and that is just probably the worst fault that you can have at this point, especially since you can't really rely on the fact that you are mechanically better than the other team. You have to be playing these strategies. You have to be trying to outbrain them and not out-aim them.
That's a banger line right there. And that was Fantastic response as usual. You're quite smart. Now, in my head, I always imagine timeouts because I can't hear them. They're talking like they do in Animal Crossing, and I just bounce that back and forth like hello, hello, hello. That's just what happens when I think about it. But you know, your answer is a lot better personally. So thank you. Big gear down though. We're as I'm getting a trade request from my producer. I'm not gonna answer that as We'll look forward. And Wayne State, once again. The knife going all the way towards the back of the site. The managed to isolate 2 people there, considering they should have more than enough information to know that they can just look to rush in. The flash is nice, but they have to go off with the paranoia. Actually gets Soup. I have no idea where she probably has no idea where she was, and so has to fall, locked in the corners. Most low orbs are down, and they're just stuck all the way on the outside. Wayne State was a nice plan at least, but they're actually winning this somehow. Pace University
Spike down.
is going into them instead. Kazooie, nice shot, and double OT.
Bomb grenade out.
Triple OT.
Triple. Sorry, I can't count.
Switching sides. Overtime.
Well, now Pace and Wayne State, if nothing else, is a great chance to be farming your stats. Look at Lady Phoenix, 31 kills, dropping 30 in a lobby, pretty impressive. I mean, when there are 28 rounds, now going on to the 29th, it's a lot easier to just be able to get your 1 or maybe 2 every round, get your 30. And now we are on to this double OT. It's Vandals and a single Phantom across the board. And it just seems like the attackers really hate defaulting. They really, really hate not all being in the same area so they can get util dumped on. They just despise not doing that.
No, yeah, it's because why would you do that, right? Why would you just try to execute a pop onto a site and look for a post plan and just play off of a 5v5? Why would you ever do that? Yuck.
Incredibly yuck. And the other thing is, this Killjoy never plays on any site that isn't B, and they still push it. They still push it without fail, but I mean, it's working out for Pace this time. They're able to take down the Killjoy, they're able to walk through the nano swarms, the alarm bot a bit misplaced, and they're also what? Okay, that's an interesting wall for the site. It doesn't block off the key. But Soup now coming in on the flank, which I think she's done every defense without fail as well. So now a 1v4 situation.
Pace, this is the first time they've actually managed to come on top on their attack as well. Considering how the defensive side has been trades galore, but they know where Super Giraffe is. They know where to go. She can put her own heart, maybe get a couple here or there. In a 1v3, this becomes a incredibly tough situation to try to execute. Spike taken down, that's one more, but she has no time. Pace, 1 away.
And they're good at their defense. They definitely held it down every single round on the defense. And now I thought Avery was going to pull out the Odin for a second. And I mean, I don't think it would be a bad idea. They have that fade. They can just throw it through the window on the garage and be able to get a lot of damage that way. But I think Wayne State there had a bit of a loss. They're still sitting in spawn and just trying to figure out what to do. Super Giraffe at the last second, just buying into the Vandal, making me nervous for a second. But now it seems like they're just split off. Super Giraffe is going to try and stop some info coming from that B side, while the rest of the team is hiding from the haunt over on A. I think their little detour in their spawn, whatever they were doing, actually did help them quite a bit, because they were able to avoid the information and just sneak past onto A main.
4-person push once again. As the mid versus Celebrio cleared out. So those smokes are eyed this Super Giraffe. They're looking to wait to see the haunt, but Soup gets the initial as they try to enter onto the site, for which by themselves they're all held off, and the Sage going in first is really unfortunate because it makes their close match so much harder.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be hard to hold that way without the Sentinel, and Super Giraffe also picking off the player in Catwalk, getting the heal back so they can have 100 HP once again. And now it's isolated on the A side. They're on a little bit of a loss and unable to get the kill onto Soup either.
30 seconds left. One enemy remaining.
Soup getting one more will mean that Pace forcing have to fall as he looked towards quadruple OT here, Sala. Wayne State, it just seems like they're just trading rounds, the ones that they had lost before. Somehow they're finding energy to make their way back in. trades that were immediately one-sided are some switching positions. Angel, get spotted. They know exactly where she was entering from. So all they could do is right now. They're in a 1v4, so yeah, there's that's about that, unfortunately.
Switching
The
sides.
anti-flash also just
Overtime.
delaying. I feel like even if she was able to get that first kill, it wouldn't have been enough to snowball the round. And now Pace, can they do it again? Can they win an attacking round? It's still 15-15. This is what is it? The 5th overtime? 4th? 3rd?
I believe the 4th. I want to say the 4th. Because that's what makes sense to me. But remember, I can't count. I'm being told by production. So I'm being told by production that 12 plus 3 equals 15. So this is number 4. Thank you, production, for explaining that to me in simple math.
And now, wow, is this a mid push from Pace? All 5 of them are in mid. But
No,
okay.
it's not. No,
Never
it's-
mind.
it's-
No.
It's the classic again. Soup going down. I mean, the site should be theirs. And playing on a different Killjoy site, the mollies are a little bit off on the different angles, so they can at least delay the plant, but they cannot stop it. Jamie gets 2. So one person left alive again. And before the spike even goes down, Pace come up 1.
And now they need to win their defensive half. Last time they fell apart quite a bit. And I think Wayne State, they also were just giving themselves a little pep talk there in spawn. So they were able to make sure that they're going to play through this game. But I mean, it's already been over 30 rounds. Every single round of regulation, plus a few more. And it just seems like neither of them can really get a word in. They're just trading the rounds back and forth until, I don't know, did they make a deal behind the scenes? And they're like, let's try to play the longest Valorant game.
You know what? I think so. I've casted games that
Yeah?
have gone like 20 before, or 20 to 20. It's been tough, but you know, we made it. So, and as of right now, it still isn't close, but I think they're gonna continue to make this interesting. I'll see what Pace does. It's usually been where things have kind of shaped up, unfortunately, and especially losing one of the entry has spelled disaster for them.
I believe, basically whoever gets the first blood usually is able to secure the round.
Yeah.
But they have the Killjoy. Ooh, Soup actually does escape with their life. But she is 6 HP. And what he's doing, able to find that one. Pace, are they going to close it out?
They're gonna do it, Tala. They're gonna do it. 17 to 15. They do it in quadruple OT. Pace University. Bring us home.
Well, Pace, they are finally able to close that one out after a long overtime. And I mean, their comp was a little bit different. They have that Sky, they have the Omen, and I think the Sky maybe did help them a little bit because they get the info on the flashes. They also have a little bit more of that heal, especially when you're going for those really long range engagements, and you just have to try and find a way to not really bring, because you will have that Sage, but then you also have the Sky, and it's just, you out-sustain the other team. That might have helped them a little bit, especially on the defense. When they have the short engagement, neither of them secure a kill, but whilst the Sage can only heal one person, Sky can heal the entire team, and it was just nice for them. And Pace, they do move on after securing Ascent.
They do indeed, and as of right now, we'll throw it to a small break. When we come back, we'll have more Valorant action for y'all. See you in a bit. Hi, welcome back. My name is Epitomes. I'm joined here by Ravishing Ravis, the most ravishing man on the internet. Ravish, how'd you feel about that game previously?
Epitomes, I feel like that was a really, really long game that was very back and forth. I feel like there was very little adjustment from both teams. So it felt like a little redundant by the end of the overtime, but in the end, Pace able to close it out at 17-15. So nicely done there.
Wow, that's fair. That's a horrible impression of me, by the way. I don't sound anything like that. Because
What? I don't sound anything like that.
okay, fine, I'll do you. Things were okay. Things are fine. That's you.
Do I need to say something about fire trucks? Come on.
No. We're not doing this. You're not breaking that out right now. I thought you were gonna do an impression, considering I've known you for long enough. I'm disappointed in you, Tala. That's fine.
Oh, sorry. So Shorty, how'd you think that last game was, eh?
This is what we're doing. It was pretty blessed. It was good. It was good. It was fun time. All the men that went mush up. For those who understand, that is slang for everything was crazy until it wasn't. And we'll see right now as we head into the second game. We have Wayne State College up against University of South Florida. I thought Florida was a state. This is a lower bracket round one game. I thought Florida was just one state. I know there was North and South, because like you had like Dakota and like North Dakota. I'm being told it's just with the universities. It's it's directional input. I understand now. Thank you.
Yeah, Canadians. Am I right?
Yeah, Canadians. Yeah, well, come on. Imagine being from Canada. Am I right, Tala? Blah.
Yeah. Oh my God, Canada.
Wow, Canada.
So weird.
Canada sucks. I hate Canada.
Yeah, especially from Toronto. Like, oh.
Yeah, everybody from Toronto sucks. Yeah, there's nothing to do here, like get breakfast or anything.
And now, ooh, they have matching player cards, which is kind of cute. I mean, Wayne State, they got one player that's kind of caught lacking, without one of the rainbow flags. But now Wayne State versus University of South Florida, and I feel like this kind of reinforces what we were talking about last game with the solo play, because they've locked in Arena, and I feel like I haven't seen Arena in an official game for so long.
I agree, because considering what we've seen so far, I think we saw previously in Wayne State, right? They know there's a lot of individualistic efforts going on, and Lady Phoenix as well. They managed to pop off, so we'll see if she can do the exact same thing going into this game, because Reyna is a very self-sufficient agent.
Yeah, Reyna really needs to just get victories. And now Lady Phoenix is going to try to be the tip of the spear. They're going to use 0 point to get a little bit of information on short. But, I mean, starting on the attack, Haven being an attack side now, we should be having a good time. Soup is actually going to be the first one onto the site, though, instead of that Reyna. And there's a lot of these trails from the fade, but Lady Phoenix is going to find that frag. Super Giraffe follows up.
Easy take, and now 5v2 Wayne State calling, but hey, May gets one nice shot. They're stuck on the outside though. One after one. Ooh, what a molly!
Nicely done. I mean, especially in combination with Fade there, so being able to get the C's down and getting those 2 assists with the fragment nade, nicely done from Super Giraffe. And now University of South Florida, they're going to be up against a buy-up. Hopefully they buy up. I mean, they'll push the advantage, because we don't want another situation where you're trading rounds back and forth here. So now looking at this, Wayne State College, it seems like they're actually going to stick with pistols for a few of them instead of going for the buy-up. But there are some Spectres on the board, so they should be able to do well. May going to go for that first early wall in Garage, though.
The wall should be cracked decently soon because they got some more shots on it. So not gonna do much work as Wayne State. Instead, move themselves all the way over to the site. Teddy does hear a lot of noise so far, but puts the nade down towards Soap instead. But all of them actually are all towards A main. The Power manages to catch a lot of info onto 3, but Teddy wins the trade. That was unexpected. Pops round. They should know where she is. That's a second. They stopped the plant. How has she not been caught? Finally, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, but I mean the numbers are already down on Wayne State, and they have a buy-up, they have Spectres, this should not be happening, but now all 3 of them stacked up in Defender's spawn, just getting out, trying to go to Graffiti, but Super Giraffe is still looking at that wall, avoiding the launch as well. Nicely done there, finding the first, but now it's all left up to Fern, and University of South Florida, they win their eco.
Wow. With just classes, mind you, up against all Spectres. Truly a impressive feat from the University of South Florida, but they managed to clutch that out. But as things shape up though, we should manage to see, how Wayne State decides to respond in kind. Because they did buy up last hour. Both sides are decently broke, I would say, but University of South Florida has managed to get full Spectres. So we'll see the response if it is as exquisite as Wayne State.
Well, Wayne State now looking towards the A site again. Unsurprising. Really like the A site. They're going to go for that fast push once again, pushing through the smoke, forcing them out with the paint shells, and now just making default. And it's Lady Phoenix to get that first.
They do it again, but the magic take out Teddy first is the most crucial part. As it's a clean rush down, the exact same thing that they did on Pistols previously. And it's the exact same people who were left on the outside in the same place over by A-Ling. We'll see if they manage to get this similar combo, but said, yeah, there's a trap. The Molly does not go out. Soup is there, but can't find it. There's just May left in a 1v2. She might be able to isolate both these angles, considering what Super Giraffe is. Peace up. Yeah, almost no health on them. Gets spotted, though. She's like, because sees it. That's the clutch from May.
I feel like I saw this in the pistol, but I believe May probably going to be one of the most mechanically sound players in this lobby so far. And now May just gets to have her pick up the weapons, but nobody has bought into the Vandals. This time it's the University of South Florida's turn to get through that buy-up. Actually, it's a buy-up on both sides. May, however, holding on to the Spectre from the previous round, so we have to see what she's able to get done with this.
Considering how how split apart they're playing so far, Wayne State unfortunately managed to give up a round that was surely in their favor. Full buy-ups on both sides and made with that dangerous Spectre. They're more than enough. And one yet again just gets shot down the early slow orb, and oh, that is unfortunate for me.
Unlucky, TBH.
Muy unfortunado. That's Spanish.
Yes. I was using the Valorant accent there, but Wayne State, they are able to get that spike down onto the C site. Ooh, Fernway on a good flank, and they just don't even hear her at all.
Nice.
Well, she's able to find one at the very least here, but now they get to pick up free Vandal for May, and they're breaking this wall now in Garage, getting the heal off to the situation, but the KO has not been rezzed. Unfortunately, May going down.
Last player standing. Team A.
Nice Super Giraffe on the angle as well to manage to catch them. There you go. No shot they managed to make their way in with no smokes there either, but close call nonetheless as the game continues to be the exact same pace. A bit faster in terms of execution, but the same back and forth.
Yeah, well, back and forth once again between these two teams so far. I mean, USF squad they do not have the buy up. I mean, May does because she held on to that Spectre and also has the Resurrection as well as the Showstopper. But on the other side, Wayne State do have a significantly better buy. Not a full buy though. It's still pretty scrappy for Wayne State. They just have the Spectres and SMGs rather than pistols.
Also, look on the outside. Always looking in. How will they ever be more than they've previously been? There's no glass to tap on, and none of them are window, so I can't finish the
They're
lyric.
not waving through the window.
Waving through a window.
Yeah, sing it.
You're a better singer than I am, so I actually shouldn't be doing this.
No, I mean, okay, well now they're going to the A site, and I'm not sure if there's really anything that you can sing about on this site. Here's a showstopper for, oh no! Soup stops the show, Ravish!
No, there's no show, but the thing is in theater, the show must go on. And it continues to be the exact same. The knife falls there. Stuck in a 3v3, one shot, Nico eliminates the opponent.
Face your fear.
As the nightfall is abundant, and then traps all their fears in one corner.
What is this accent that you're doing?
It's
One enemy
3v2,
remaining.
one more left alone. Not another shot from Nico. Absolutely smashing from him. From them, so I should say, sorry.
Well, okay, this is a thrifty round, right, from USF, because they only have that one player with the Vandal, and they end up all upgrading to better guns. So it's nicely done from them so far. Should I join you in the accent? I'm not sure what's going on there, but, you know. They also have 3 ultimates available for themselves, so they're doing pretty well in terms of economy management, especially winning when they mostly just had those pistols. Even though they invested the showstopper, unfortunately Teddy just got her show completely stopped. But Wayne State, they are still able to buy for a few of them, but the rest of them are a little scrappier.
Yeah, you know, they continue to be just a little bit I want to say hyper aggressive in terms of these small moments, but these fast executes continue to, I find, wave in the favor of South Florida. But Wayne State, we've seen them come back from a lot worse, especially when they might slow the pace down. This again shouldn't be a full buy for every single member of the team, but as where it stands right now, I'll time out again as they continue to talk in Tom Nook language. Just
Okay.
that was for your production.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's, I mean, having the comms here, I feel like it's a little bit early for a timeout since they're really just trading rounds back and forth. I'm not sure if they were just discussing what went wrong in the last round. But Haven is just one of these maps that really favors coordination. And I don't know if coordinated is exactly the word you could use to describe Wayne State. So their attack might feel a little bit more disjointed, but they're actually going for a default. They're like, or well, technically it's a 3-1-1 split, but
You were
they
so
are
excited. You were
trying
like,
to clear.
wait, I know this. This is happening.
They're gathering info. They're gathering info.
No.
And it just doesn't work.
It's okay.
Oh.
It's fine because let's say Southwood starts it off with one. Jig somehow lives, and second they don't check the angle. They finish the scene that she was there, and they just all get stopped on top of the site. What?
Oh gosh. And Wayne State, they are now at 4-2. 2 players alive. At least they do have that spike in their control. But now they're moving up
30
towards
seconds
that
left.
seaside and University of South Florida. They've already sniffed this one out. The squad is moving up towards defender spawn. They avoid the haunt, but they now have to destroy the barrier, which might be a little bit of a problem, but with 4 guns on the board, they should be able to get that done. Ooh.
Stay cold.
Maybe two, so no. For the shadows, you just garner just a tiny bit of information. I can commit to be on the site. As Palos will manage to catch the one, they should be able to push off with this too as they all look to run in. They have one angle. The site should drive ready for the trade, but they should know where she is hiding. Spike is taken down. They need to let's get on top of it, and they just okay. All right.
Okay. Well, now that gives Beauty Beast 12 the Resurrection online, as well as the Orbital Strike still up for Fernwa. I feel like having that Brim lurking is just not very potent, especially since Brim has, I believe, a reduced range from the rest of the controllers. So it's going to be a lot harder to have your controller lurking and not being able to isolate those angles. So I feel like a better lurker might just be having the Sage even lurk.
I mean, we'll see if lurking works out, because so far we've seen him try to take it through B, but which is how, you know, default they're playing right now on USF. It continues to be that much tougher. First, actually, contact works out in the way of Jinxed. I wonder if she tries to go in, but
what?
No, she thought she was going to be off the molly and should move back a lot faster.
Now 4-4, both sides just not in a very good position. Wayne State is trying to use that seize
to stop them in their tracks, but instead they'll continue to move along towards the other side, get shell control. Down to 4v3. There's a lot of ultimates though on Wayne State College's side. I think it used to lay it down, but right now with Nico going fastly falling out through heaven. Yeah, Wayne State managed to complete the one back, and there's no way they get the way in.
I mean, I think that University of South Florida, USF, they're not really taking advantage of the opportunities that they have to get good flanks on these players. Because I think when Wayne State is able to leave that lurker, when Fern actually is able to get the value lurking through B side and just getting into the links, then that can really help secure a round for Wayne State. But USF, they are not taking advantage of themselves where they can flank out of garage, but mostly because May does place that wall down early. But being able to get out of garage, out of C long, can give them a lot of value, or even lurking up on A. Just playing a little bit more aggressive here.
The hunt begins.
I mean, aggression continues to be the key way that we've seen both teams respond to one another. Blade Phoenix also have the Empress too. As look to lock down B site with all 5 of them here. And here comes the Nightfall as well, so they should be able to see that all of them are pretty much right there behind the entry. To go off the flash and the paranoia as a Jake Rose there, that's one more. All the men get them, call them with the reload.
What?
That's one more there. As they're stacked up 2v2, holding pickies, it's working out. There's 2 people left from Empress that also just now runs out with no kills being taken. As each of them are towards the right side and not towards the left. And both angles cleared out.
Ooh, Jinx Rose doing a lot for the team so far, getting those first bloods, especially sharp on the retakes here, getting a lot of info with knives as well. Just nicely done in general. I feel like a little bit of mistrust from Kareem. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that face's name, and not just holding down that spike defuse, but they had the time there. And now it is 4-4 once again. It's the same story, I think, for Bish, that we've seen before. Just rounds back and forth.
I want to go with Rin, because that seems like the easiest way to pronounce at least the last bit. Like Rin. Just forget the first part, because it's okay. I'm sure that works out personally, in my opinion. Because Suit once again has been the entry quite often for Wayne State. If I'm Teddy and they force off the Surrender, so they get a bit of control, but the A rushes that we've seen that Wayne State do so often are exactly what they're poised to do right now. But early rotations as well from South Florida.
Yeah, it seems like Wayne State really do love this A site. They're playing it a little differently though, having the 2 players in heaven, not directly watching the site at all. And now Jinx prepared to try and throw
Spike planted.
that flash drive and get a good peek on site.
Nice.
Wait for it to pop. Nice shot. Yeah, this is
Ooh.
really nicely done for that first contact, but no refrag just yet from Teddy.
Can't find the trade right now, but even we'll get shot actually. No. Grenades actually right below them, and there's a ton of info these Garner based on the positions of where the Wayne State are. But that won't amount to a ton as right now the alternate way is a drop down out of heaven. The wall blocks the mob, Spike's taken down. They need somebody to get on, and one does. Look at this diffuse, but they gotta hold it off. Can they stop them as of right now? May does it. That's down about a half. One more, and they get stopped right in front of teammates.
Oh, nice retake there, especially since the Night Vault was invested from Wayne State. They make it incredibly expensive. They have the money to rebuy, though. Seems like they're a little bit hesitant to invest all those credits into the guns once again. Off a round where they invested both the ultimate just to lose. But USF, they now have the buy into the next round. Teddy is sticking to the Spectre here, but otherwise they all have full rifles and full shields. And they also have the 2 ultimates. I feel like the Null Command is probably the big name here. Just being able to stop those pushes if they want to use the utility, if they want to use the ultimates, make it a lot easier. And a little bit of info gathered as well from Jinx Rose, peeking just straight into A lobby. Really skinny angle, just above the head. Misses a shot, lets them slip past. Ooh, Teddy.
Teddy could easily take 2 here if they don't properly check the angle. But with the way they come in, that's 1. And oh! Teddy got greedy for a gun. Could have been 2 at least, but Beauty Beast, knowing that she was there, would have likely not been caught, would have been traded nonetheless. Either way though, so it becomes a 2 for 1 as Teddy goes down off the angle. Wayne State still to commit to A as Spike is still there. But look at May. She has such a deep flank, but getting caught in the angle is not exactly what you want.
Spike down.
Spike also
A.
dropped on site.
30 seconds left.
Though able to find the 2 on the site, they're basically pinched. Oh, May actually rotates back around though, but still hesitant to move around, and since the Spike is down on the site, they have no choice but to commit with only the 20 seconds. Oh, interesting wall though that blocks off the front of the site. It brings back a player, but makes me nervous, the positioning of this barrier orb, but it seems like it's going to be fine.
Yeah, there was after the Spike is so deep in on the site, and especially even though your flank doesn't work out, and I think get caught because somebody was waiting for them. It's just or playing just flank watch essentially. It's still more than enough because there's this thing here, Talon. I find it's a when you're an attacker, you have to plant the Spike. I find it's the most important key here. I'm realizing this, but if you lose that, you can't win.
Or you can kill them before they kill you. That is also something you can do.
Raising a good point here. I didn't think about that. I'll see what Wayne State decides to do in this round.
Well, Wayne State, it seems like they're finally going to look towards that seaside, and the haunt is destroyed, so Carrion knows that there is someone there at the very least, and May is going to get caught out by the haunt there, trying to play a closer angle by the garage door.
Nothing found though, to the spray out to the smoke. Where, because at least through this, they did pull the rotations over from Wayne State. Showstopper out is going to miss. But Teddy's still stuck. We've seen what Teddy can do previously, but Nico actually has her back. So this works out, and that's 3 down so quickly from Wayne State as they look to shot the plant at least, and it will be stopped.
Oh. sitting in the molly to get that kill, but Teddy is able to hold down the site. That was a great anchor from Teddy, using the utility very well, the satchels, and the backup as well, the quick rotation in from Nico. And this A site seems to be getting locked down since they know the habits of Wayne State at this point as they're trying to push onto these sites. And I feel like their defensive half is going incredibly well, which should make Wayne State very nervous when they turn over onto the attack, because Haven, just one of those easier maps where you can get attacks in.
Yeah, because it is, you know, traditionally meant to be a attacker-sided map. Right? That's what the masses say. But I've never been one to fall prey for the popular opinion, Tales. You know, I'm saying,
Yes.
you know, you play Phoenix on every map. In fact, especially on Icebox. Actually,
Okay.
that's his best map, in my opinion. Play Breach on Breeze,
subversive.
'cause that's what works. Exactly. It's just I want to go against the grain. It's like when you cut pasta, but instead of cutting it, you just fold it. So you just make dough.
Once I saw someone play Breach on Icebox.
Yuck. I mean, yay. That's good. Everybody should do that.
Yes, go against the flow of the current. Be unique. And Lady Phoenix going to try and make a difference with the Empress now being popped, sitting inside smoke. Nico's trying to just get out at this point, and is able to get out with the shot.
Considering Owen's already down to get Lady Phoenix to Empress gone away, and here comes the run back from where they all are. They're not even looking towards a link, and it'll be a spray down from both sides as they don't escape or get out of the sight. They just stay there.
Flawless.
8-4 half.
Flawless round. Flawless as well to close out the half. That's some
Switching
really
sides.
good momentum going into the attack. And now it seems Wayne State, they are on a little bit of a back foot. I think I just really believe that the defender side of Haven can be easier for players if they do favor that aggression, if they go for the info plays, try to get some good flanks in, because the late lurks and the power positions as well can pinch the attackers. But the attackers, I think, benefit a lot more from the lurks. And now USF, let's see if they know what a default is, or if they are going to just 5-person push this A site, which is something that you do usually see on the pistol rounds, so I would not be surprised.
Pistol rounds are always such a toss-up, because it's either just the slowest round in the entire game, or everybody just W keys into the site and sees what happens. And I think as of right now, we're getting a mixture of both. Right? Yeah, exactly. It's like sweet and salty cookies, or like baking savory French toast. Have you had that? It's good. This is even better though. A Phoenix with a open shot. The second pops out, but they dissipate right into the enemy team.
Unavoidable.
Ooh. May, though, finding Fern, so they don't have that controller anymore to just block off the choke points. And now they're all in garage, just moving as 5. That taunt is going to clear out most of that C site. Still looking at the angle, still being careful. And they're leaving this player in garage to try and anchor the power position, but Jinx just misses. Oh, Beauty can't find the gun, though.
It's okay. It probably goes through a wall. It's fine.
They're blind with fear.
Something happened there. There's a smoke gap and smoke which they could try to use to make sure that they stay off the site. As now, see, can enter in. There's a flash, but managed to get once. Went by the spike, but instead it'll be the trade instead. And Nico cleans it off. 9-4 for South Florida.
Nicely done there once again from USF and Wayne State. They are really on the back foot because they can't really force, or else they risk the loss of this round as well as the next one after that. But USF, if they do win this, they bring them to double digits. And Wayne State, I don't think they've ever been, at least in this tournament, they haven't been in a position just yet where they aren't just trading the rounds back and forth. And since they seem to favor the attacking side, especially with Reyna being such a huge struggle agent on the defense, unless you're going for those aggressive peaks, then I feel like University of South Florida, they might be able to close this one out a little bit quicker. Oh.
Nice, so shot. All right. Now with them going down, considering, you know, of course they do have the gun diff, so well, that would be a trade. They could rush onto A once again. Man, it's like everybody just loves A site so much. It's like the first child, you know. It's like it bears all the responsibility of every first site and like every retake all the time. Like C's the second, like C's like the third born, like they're cool, everybody pays attention to them half the time. And B's stepchild, like they're there, they exist, but like do think about them when you might need them.
The stepchild. Oh my gosh. Carrie-Anne is able to find quite a few. Carrie-Anne, Kareem. I have no idea if I'm saying anything right.
I'm telling you.
Rin.
Rin.
Hey, Rin?
The Fade gets 4 people.
This is fun. This is really fun.
I'm glad you're having a good time with this. That's what matters. Exactly.
And is it like Neko or Nico? I assume it's Neko.
I want to say
about
Neko.
cats,
Yeah, exactly.
but-
Yeah, because like you said, Neko means cat in Japanese, or Nihongo. That means Japanese in Japanese. But
I'm glad you know that.
thank you. I think. But yeah, I think Nico, which is a league champion, would have 2 E's, right?
Yeah.
It's a little bit different. You play Nico, don't you?
Yeah, but it's also like Nico Ni, you know?
But that's with an I though. It's different.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Oh crap.
I
can't spell apparently.
No, it's okay. Well, you can't spell and I can't do math. Together we're unstoppable.
True. You can't do one, you can't do both. It has to be one or the other.
Exactly. See, because if every person was able to do both, they'd be way too powerful. It would take over the world.
Exactly.
I'm glad you get it. But I don't think, you know, that's not how you say Nico Ni, right? There's a certain tinge to it, isn't there, Tala? Like, how are you supposed to say that?
Don't ask me.
No. Okay. All right. I won't ask you to do it.
I don't know.
You don't know? All right, fine. I won't ask you to do it.
I have no clue.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Sadly, the Lear won't get one, but it will give Lady Phoenix enough time to get away. Protocol in the corner. Swing out in front.
Oh.
3 people there. A good trade at least working out. But Nico, yet again, every single damn time.
He became southern for a second. Every damn time. I swear to God dang nabbit.
I know
Dang
this.
nabbit, these kids are on my seaside lawn. They better get off.
Tell I know this bit, and we can keep this bit going for an hour.
That is very true.
But we'll see how Wayne State calls this fast to respond. As of right now, they put out the Prowler to manage to find no information at all. But Soup is just slurping them all up one by one on Jinx Rose. So it's 3v3, one on the entry. Soup gone though. That means that pot is empty. But Super Giraffe on the run back. They delay long enough. The round is still there. University of South Florida doing it.
Yeah, South Florida. That's where we're from. That's what we sound.
That's where we're from. That's where you're from. I don't want to be from Florida.
You know, I have no refutation, but Wayne State College, I mean, they almost had it. It's just they were a little bit too hesitant to start that retake, and even though they are able to get all the guns out of the hands of USF, it is just their buy-up round now, and that previous round was their bonus. And Wayne State, there's so much economic damage done that they only have 1 Vandal on the board.
It's true. Actually, wait. Florida has Universal, right? I love Florida.
That's
And
in Orlando.
Disneyland.
USF is in Tampa.
Wait. They got the Lightning. Oh, wait. I never mind. I love Florida.
Wrong buddy out.
Yeah?
I like hockey. Yeah. The Tampa Bay Lightning.
Nice.
Yeah, they're great. They're a really good hockey team.
Typical Canadian hockey teams.
Sorry. But Bobby with the knife, one inside the corner. Let's see how they do it. And but they're actually down to flashes. They instead just run away. But Pollard managed to catch one. But look at what's going on. Jinx Rose catches Soup, pushed so far up by Grass, and they can get C.
Yeah, that rotation was done way too quickly by Wayne State, and they have really nothing here because they don't have. I feel like a chamber would have been kind of helpful instead of the stage here for the quick rotations, for the trademarks, for the info. But that's something we haven't really mentioned much, that neither of these teams have good info going into these rounds. They just don't really have much to go off of. They kind of have to manually clear the angles because of the agents that they're playing.
Nico, you gotta get on the prowl. There's 2 people. There should be easy spray transfer, and the Phantom does work for her. And Super Giraffe left once again. Looking at possible elimination match point for USF. Down in Tampa Bay, Florida, home of the Lightning. One shot.
Home of the alligator.
That's everywhere in Florida. That's the thing.
Point.
They have swamps. I think yeah, they have swamps, and they have like, I don't know where else do alligators live besides swamps, lakes. I think there are lakes as well.
Marshes?
Marshes, yeah, they're in marshes. That's where the grass grows, right? Yeah, and I think production said estuaries. I don't know what the word is. Today's my first time actually hearing that word, so I learned something today.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So glad we're all learning.
Thank you. We continue to learn and grow as people, but I'll never grow in height anymore, so it's fine. 12-4 for University of South Florida. Inching towards the seaside, as they're focus a lot of their attention around the... Oh, PvP's going down to his tops because I cleared it out. They're gonna have to call over, so... We'll see how they do it. Wait! That works so much you couldn't get them even with the util out either. That's 2 down! USF can look to just close this out with the Nightfall here as well. As Teddy watching for anybody looking to calm down. There's 2 people there. But they'd be a lot more careful this time. That's one. Looks
Oh,
way.
no.
Oh, the last second.
The timing.
The timing indeed.
Oh, but they have the Nightfall to fall back on, and they are able to mark at least 1 player, so they know the location of 1. It's the Empress that they may need to watch out for here on the flank, and May is spotted out as well by the Prowler, but still 3v3.
Oh, no.
Lady Phoenix can't hit the shot.
Catch them.
Yeah, that's one that she needed to get if they were to lay the round a little bit longer, but they have no time. They hold them off. Nico cleans them up once again. 13-4 for USF.
Nicely done by Nico. I think that I definitely have to say that I felt like USF was a little bit more coordinated than Wayne State was. They definitely were playing together, weren't going for these wild solo plays, played a little bit more off util, and I think that's ultimately what won them the games they had. They were using their info, they were playing their space well, their movement was good around the map, and it really helped them out, especially when it got to those attacking halves. And Wayne State just couldn't get a word in edgewise.
Pew pew, good University of South Florida. Now, with that being said, we'll be back after this break for one more best of 1 of the day. See you back here soon. Hi, welcome back yet again to some more Valorant action. I'm Average Ravage at my actual height once again, and I'm here with my Tala.
Sorry, I feel like I need to.
You can just
repeat.
you can just lean back in your chair. Go ahead, just
Oh yeah.
lean back in your chair. It's fine. Hi. Well, just like sink lower. You're just like giving me like like
Hold on.
just the whole Mega Mind look. Ah, perfect. Welcome back down to my level. Hi. This is just forehead cast going on, cause we both got big heads and big brains.
Yeah, you can see it right now.
Exactly. Cause how many palms can you fit on your head? You fit 1, 2, 3, 4. Four heads. Got a forehead?
No.
I got a forehead. I got a nice little forehead going on here. Cause look at this. This is nice. Well, see, that's just forehead though. But you gotta make sure to add the thumb. And that's the 5 head. I have a 5 head. Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm suddenly.
Well, I feel like it's a little bit unfair for you because you don't have that much hair. You know, it doesn't like go down like that. So.
Why would you say that? That's so sad. I am sad because of that. Well, there are no other bald Asians right now in the game either, so it's that makes me
Oh
even
no,
sadder.
where's the bald representation?
That's what I'm saying.
H Riot.
Jeff Landa,
guess-
come on.
Chamber's half bald.
Well, I mean, hold on. Firstly, I mean, told by production, I'd be taller if I grew out my hair. Production, I would if I could. All right. I don't want to hear it. Thank you. That's and for those wondering as well, production told me that it would give me a week for my birthday. My birthday is next week Saturday, so by all means, send them. It's literally exactly 1 week from now. So send my
Damn.
directions. Send me a DM. Send me gifts. I want it all, please. By all means. For now, though, we'll see what Pace and John Jay decided to give me as their gift. Hopefully, it's a fantastic game that lasts forever and ever. Are you ready,
Yes.
Tala? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready.
your agent.
I mean, okay, look at this team comp. It's the
Okay.
Rays. They're bringing out actual duelists. It's so amazing. And we're playing on Bind, right? So now we have the Brim, we have the Viper, double controller for Pace. But I mean, John Jay, they're looking pretty. I mean, they look kind of coordinated. They got 2 players that are BSU. Does anyone know what BSU is for? Boston State University.
BSU probably stands for what other state starts with B or city starts with B? But BSU stands for
Boise.
Yeah, Boise. Yeah, Boise State University. It might actually be Boise. Actually,
Really?
that makes sense. They might be also from. So I believe they might be from Bald State. I think was the case I said, which is that's mean. So from the ball. So the Ball State is what they said. Not the Bald State. That would have hurt. It's as I believe we might have to just look at lobby a little bit for the settings, just to make sure that we're good. Might have to restart lobby. We don't want to be. Yeah.
Uh.
Yeah. As you know what? We don't want anybody glitching through the walls. Just we get set up going into the game right now. Welcome back to normal height here, Tama. Hi.
You know, I was just reading the chat for a second there, and someone said we gotta restart no, and it just reminded me of this tweet where it's like Valorant has an infection of players who just put no after every sentence.
Yeah,
like we
just-
rotate no. There's
Yeah.
3B no. He's low no.
No. Yeah. No.
Yeah, right? I feel
Just-
like that's something I actually see in a lot of my ranked games. It's a part of the new Valorant accent.
It's a, and I find it's a thing that Canadians say a lot too. It's just with just a term of like, yeah, no, for sure, yeah. It's and that all means yes. Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. It just
Yeah, no,
it-
yeah.
yeah, no, yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, no, maybe, yeah. Just say yes. It's one word. It's not hard. Just do it. That's all you got to get done. By the way, Tala, I'm standing. You should be standing too. What you doing? Stand up.
If I stand up, I'm gonna be up there. I can't do that.
How tall are you? What will you actually?
No. Okay, I accidentally took out my headphones for this.
Nice. Okay.
Look, see, if I stand up, then you don't see my body.
You're right. Wait, you're so tall. Man, that's not fair. Okay, fine. Just crouch down now. Now you gotta do this. Perfect. Crouch like that.
All right.
You look like a football coach. Like, what's going on over there?
Yeah.
You're crouching
So,
down.
how we doing today? John Jay University and Pace. So, listen, this is what we gotta do, okay? We gotta take
Huddle
those
up.
guns, and we gotta point them at head level.
Yeah.
Except not at head level.
Yeah.
We point them at around chest level.
Yeah.
Because everyone is going to when they swing you, okay? It's gonna look something like this. Imagine their head is like up there, right? But when they swing you, they're like out of the frame, right? And they come and they go like this and start shooting.
All right, coach. Sounds good. Break. Perfect. Okay. Sorry. So I didn't quite exactly catch everything that went on. So I believe you. So you said they're gonna go out of frame and they're gonna be like.
Yeah. Okay, right? And as soon as you start shooting, pop a crouch.
Did I do it?
Crouch lower. Your head's
Okay,
at the
fine.
same
Hold on.
level.
Okay. Did I do it?
Yeah, let's go.
I gotta do this. Okay. Okay, hold
Yeah.
on. I'll go up and down. I'm crouching up and down. Okay, I'm waking. Okay, and this is, and then this is me jiggle peeking.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is jiggle peeking.
That's more like Rainbow Six, you know? No, they go for the lead.
Rainbow
No,
Six
sorry.
No. This is Rainbow Six.
Yeah, no. In Valorant, it's more like I don't want to stand up again, but
No. Here, can you show us a jump peek, Tyler?
a jump peek.
Yeah, show us a jump peek. How do you do a jump peek?
Hold on. Wait, give me a second. I actually go to.
Okay,
I'm
this is
gonna
great. This is great. This is great.
Prepare for this one, okay?
Okay, all right, I'm ready.
Imagine.
Okay. That's not. No, because you gotta like go up and then out of frame again. Oh.
I don't know if you meant.
As we're gonna get into the game. All right. Yeah. Let's get started.
Let's go.
All right, Valorant. Woo. Pace. John Jay. Jekyll Schmidt. His name is my name too. It's John Jacob Jekyll Schmidt.
Is
That was.
actually
It is a nursery rhyme, I believe.
John. You're gonna make me look this up.
I
John
am.
J. Full name.
No, it's not a full name, but it is a nursery rhyme. Nonetheless, we'll look at Pace. Starting things off on the B site. Classic Viper wall to set them up to go in for the entry, but it doesn't exactly cut off any of the angles that you have down by hookah, so it's just easy for John Jay to stop them all the outside. The nade gets another, and they can't do anything. But they get one.
Ooh. Yeah, that was a little bit of a ballsy teleport there from Chef. I don't even know how to pronounce
We're
that
not doing
either.
this
But
again,
the
come on
fade,
now.
you know, the fade from Pace.
It's always
or
the
from
fade.
John Jay. Yeah, they always go for that. But ooh, they're trying to peek into the smoke. But that was also a really ballsy play from Jamie.
Yeah, that was rookie thing. Bold and brave. That is the exact way I can describe what
30
Pace is doing
seconds
so
left.
far, but you know, it does have low wind conditions, unfortunately. And just like that, John Jay get the pistol.
Well, they only lost one player, and that was Chef. We're gonna end it there. Chef.
Okay.
Chef.
All right.
Yeah.
You know what? Fantastic analysis. Go ahead and follow Epitomes, guys, on Twitter, to just get more hard hitting look, just like that. Because like I know that's what I do it for. Not because she's my friend or anything. It's fine. Nonetheless, we'll look at what this round holds for us. As the wall once again looks to cut off the back of the site, but the entry is still very open for Chef.
They try to get some early information with the Prowler, nicely done, but it's the Spectres that are ringing out here, and they spot out that there is the spike planted front truck, but they don't see anyone, but the concussion voice line from Sky is going to confirm there's someone hiding in that lobby.
Now, can you look to imitate that voice line, perhaps, as Ender gets one more? No, still stuck in the corner, but they don't actually finish her off. Still stuck. There's 2v2. Spike going down. They can just hold it forever. They're super low, and there we go. That's 2 for John Jay.
And pretty much what they expected, they do lose some of the Spectres in the process, so that's a little bit of a hard hit to John Jay's economy. Pace getting a few kills along the way with those sheriffs is nicely done. But now John Jay, they are on the bonus while Pace University have the buy up. And for that voice line, I cannot do a good Australian accent, but they're concussed, blinded.
That just sounds like you. Come on, like you
blinded. I don't know. I can't do
there
it.
you go.
I told you I can't. Blinded. They're concussed. I don't
They're
know.
concussed, blinded. It's
Hawk out.
It almost sounds like blimey, you know, like pip,
Time
pip.
to hunt.
You sound like you're in pain.
Yeah, I can't. I told you Australian accent is a little bit too much.
That's okay. You know what? We'll just pretend it was perfect and go from there.
True.
So it's, you know, a few days working on the farm would do these fellas some good.
On the firm, you mean?
On the farm. It's I think that's how they say it.
The fam. Got you.
The fam. Would you call it good? I mean, that's an awesome band. Hey, base to the wrestler. We're gonna start a pressure on a. As 5-man rushing again, the nade is all towards the corner instead, so they will be able to stop him. Except with maybe just a tad bit of chip damage, but Avery going down as well because we was on the molly, and they're once again stopped right on the outside.
What was that? That was a flawless round from John Jay.
Yes, it was.
On a bonus as well.
Yes.
So they just pace. They were not clearing these angles properly because they clearly needed to do something there. With double controller, they still can't isolate the angles well enough for them to get themselves onto the spike and get a plant and play the post plant. I feel like post plant is a good play for them. They have a lot of mollies here with the nano swarms as well as snake bites, and Viper famously does have those lineups, and as well as Brim, who is really famous for lineups on this map. So I think their goal is really just to get that spike down. But they need to be able to clear the angles and not die on the way there.
Speaking of perhaps dying on the way there, they do say that most deaths often happen in transit. So before they even manage to see a sight, they're all caught. But this is the pace way, where they're stacked up as 5 once again, and the Prowler managed to catch them, so they're all hauled off of the site. And considering we've seen them in this kind of back and forth before, so we'll likely be looking at a 30-second execute once again.
They're completely sold out. They don't really have very powerful guns, so it's unlikely that we're going to see them be very aggressive. And they're actually kind of splitting the B site in the way that they're not all long or not all
30 seconds
hookah.
left.
But they haven't made any headway, and there have been 30 seconds left, and they still have smokes left over to block off the choke points, and they're just peeking up through, and Eden is dead, is dropping them all dead.
With 2 only left. Might be able to get another, but Eden almost had the ace, denied by Chef.
Poor Chef. Taking the ace off the board for Eden, but it's all good. Eden has a perfect KD, 5-0 right now. Pauline also has similarly a perfect KD, 5-0, and 6 assists, which is just insane to me. I feel like John Jay, they look like such a well-oiled machine, and Pace, once again, an early timeout, but I feel like they just haven't played the game enough to be going for timeouts this early. You can't really analyze what your opponents are doing if they haven't really done anything. It's only been 4 rounds.
That's a fair point, right? Because it is quite early on, but I think this is more of them just looking to step back and recollect. I remember hearing from a lot of coaches and certain players, right? It's like you have to just, when you are getting outpaced like this, you have to take a step back at least and calm down the nerves a lot too, because at times it can just be, you know, maybe the teammates just in over your head, maybe you're overcoming. Just stop, breathe, and you're fine. Like when you're on fire, you stop, drop, and roll. But when you're nervous, you stop, breathe, and move forward. Yeah, also roll. Sure.
Yeah, great idea for there. But John Jay now Pace University, they have the bye now. And once again, Chef is playing a pretty aggressive angle here. The Trailblazer does spot her, but going to go ahead and throw that seize. Ooh, Avery! They just hopped right out of it.
Unfortunately, Chef was actually teetering on the smoke too, so not at the greatest of angles. He needed to commit to either running away or just look to take the fight early on and perhaps be caught out. And that's 1 and 2 taken out. See, that timeout was well worth it for Pace University. Venus gets 2. It's a nice turn of events at least, but I don't know if they'll be able to stop this from going down. There's a Seekers as well that get put away. They find every single one of them. Kazooie gets 1 more, and just the final is just Eden left in a 1v2. Ball goes up as well. They have the lockdown. She could use this, but this is a bit treacherous. She's gonna have to wait until they all pretty much exit the site. They have that all covered. Couple more seconds, but they're just committing to it. They pop out. That's 1 more. It's gonna commit to the defuse. They start on the edge. Gonna pop out. Look towards her, and oh, unfortunate, but close though.
That lockdown was just placed a little bit too far back, so it couldn't clear out. U-Haul didn't force a swing at all from Jamie, and I'm not sure if Eden was aware of it, but now Pace do break their lose streak. They get 1 round on the board pretty early in, so a good way to break the momentum of John Jay. And now they can buy up once again into the rifles on the side of John Jay, but even though Pace was able to win that round, they're still a little bit short on credits, but end up being able to distribute them, so they're all able to buy.
Yeah. Time to hunt. Scout destroyed.
As it looks to look things back. It's 4-1, that's right now. Nice spray from Venus. Oh, this is as he's 2 over by Hookah. That's Kazooie too, who got a really solid pick right into the post plant the previous round. But they all run away.
Enemy down.
Ooh, Eden switching over to this A side. Good rotation of the utility. Not able to hit the second shot though. It's okay, they got Sky on board. They can just get that heal off and bring them back to pretty much full health.
Variable removed. Swarm grenade out.
And 1 more gone too, as they're all cleared out by showers. We'll just essentially surmise the end of this round. Orbital strike was used to I just try to clear them off the site, but they're all, you know, just stuck in the exact same angle. And by the end of it, the fake also not working out, as there was still somebody over on the other side. As I believe we have a tech or technical pausation for one side.
Yeah.
So we'll get that cleared up right away.
It's a good, definitely a good discipline, especially coming from John Jay, since we're kind of used to Pace University just going for the 5-man pushes, not really trying to default at all or play for info, play for picks, mostly just looking to get themselves on the spike, get that spike planted, play post plant. That seems to be the name of the game for them. And John Jay, they're not being baited out by the 5-man pushes and making sure that in case of rotation, they still have someone on that site. In that case, it was Pauline, who's a really good anchor thus far, and it's just nicely done from John Jay.
Yes, sir. Really solid, and John Jay again seemed to just have the read on Pace, but there's not a ton of change up from their side either, so they're able to fall in the same traps and holes over and over again. John Jay responds pretty decently considering they have some good aimers on the side too. So they just for contacts do end up going their way more often than not. We'll see that changes going into this round until we complete the technical pause. But until then, you know, we have a bit of time to make sure that we get things sorted, get things cleared up before we get it back into the game. So, Talo, I have a question for you.
Yes.
If I was 5'2", not even, if I was 4'9",
Yeah, this is a
do you
hypothetical.
think,
If I was this, a hypothetical.
this is the hypothetical, if I was 4'9", do you think I should just
Yep.
stuff myself into a suitcase to travel?
No.
Okay. Why not?
You don't want to stuff yourself into a suitcase. If you're in, I'm assuming you can't stuff yourself into a carry-on.
No, I can't. And you're right, because a lot of check-ins are being left behind, so I might just be stuck somewhere. You're right.
Yeah, exactly. How are you gonna get out of the suitcase, huh?
I'm not. Never mind. Hey, but we'll see. There's a suitcase here. No one trapped so far. John Jay taking a very
There, take them!
aggressive take on trying to catch all the Pace University off guard. As I have them all potentially just locked in one corridor. That's one down. But that's he managed to take a 1-for-1. They're inside the Viper's Jello. BSU, the spray a little bit off center. But the mollies instead what actually ends up working in. Yeah. They completely rolled them on the pistol. Well, let's see.
Yeah, well, that's not surprising at all. John Jay seemed to be a very confident team at this point, realizing that it seems to be an easier matchup for them. And Pace University, especially since they were on an ego, just complete disrespect there, running them down. But I think it's reasonable for them to expect them to crowd themselves into one corridor of the map, so they can just go for an easy pinch there. And I feel like if there's one way to describe that last round, it certainly could have been a pinch. And now Hailed Apollo, is it Hailed Apollo, who has the Showstopper online, and it's a Showstopper as well for the other side of Pace University.
Now, which shows are going to be stopped? Whose curtain will be
Who's
called?
gonna stop each other's show?
Who's going to take away the script and write it over and put themselves as a star? Angel, gone.
Venus.
Seek them out.
And you get the secrets off this too. So now with this, they should be able to see that the push exactly is heavily focused around B, and they're gone. Spike slid in their hands for now, but Pace.
Found them.
There's a showstopper. Whose show is stopped, and it is Pauline's show. Goodbye for now, but the response is still yet again there.
Yeah, they're stalled out. It's a pixel that Jamie does spot, but unfortunately not able to secure a kill. And now they're just trying to make sure
30
they don't get
seconds left.
flanked, but they're not playing together. And it's a flank once again from Chef Anix. Is it Anix? Who now has stopped the show of Pace University in return for avenging Pauline's show getting stopped.
Well, you know what? If it was one show that had to be stopped, I'm sad it was Pauline's, but it's okay because hopefully she's able to step out of the sun because she keeps getting burned.
No.
What's up?
Why?
Continue the line, Tyler. You won't do it.
Why did I have to hear Dear Evan Hansen on this blessed day?
I've been listening to it a lot more. Of you.
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell.
Why are you sad now because you're dear Ranson? It's probably fine.
Oh no! What if you cursed them because you started singing Dear Evan Hansen? Oh my God! Venus, this is a nice position.
I think they should be fine. Showstopper out.
Oh.
Shut up! No one dies. That is wild. But they should know that they're there. That's 1-2 spray. A bit too frazzled. Instead, will be taken away, and they will decide to rotate over to be the gimmick that works just so well on Bind. Eden is dead. He's here though. Should we try to stop this? I thought she would have put that on the lockdown, but instead goes for the trade. The battle is good. The natives might be even better. Should we really get a ton of damage onto the members of J. But 2v1 as right now is through elbow. Good shot. Not able to close it out. And Venus with 3K. Looking with the 4. Shot down, but not out.
Defuse the spike.
Jamie at least able to find one there, but John Jay, they just look very coordinated. They're waiting for each other to peek. They're waiting to bait each other out, and that's how Venus got those 2 picks. Just waiting for Avery to go for the peek, look towards Hookah, and then Venus can go and try and pick off that player. So John Jay, they're just, honestly, I think they're just playing textbook Valorant. It's not really that they're doing anything special, but they're playing off their utility, they're playing off contact, and they're playing as a team, which is exactly what's important. Pace, they're not really gathering info, they're not taking space, they're just trying to, it's the most basic Valorant that they can play. They get the spike down, they make sure it detonates. That's basically the Valorant that Pace is playing. And John Jay, they just seem to be on another level.
John Jay seemed to have someone in the back pocket. To be fair though, this is defense on Bind. But there's just a clearly stronger power position that is currently evident in front of them. As well, look towards once again for Pace University. They're inching and slowly using snail's pace, you could say, as they look towards going towards B once again.
There.
That's 2.
Spike down.
Oh no. Haunt down, Spike as well, Nightfall there, as almost all of them are just cornered right by exactly where they first started off.
30 seconds left.
It's just like in a 4v3, they are definitely those the key thing, but John Jay looks to want to try to punish them where they're at. Hill Apollo should know where to look to push in from to check the corner, and Spike is dropped once again. Pace cannot keep up.
They're outpaced.
You know, it's
You
like
have to
we've
laugh.
done-
You started it.
I was like, I was thinking like, how many different versions can we do this, right?
Yeah.
Because like we said outpace, we said snail pace, we said that they're pacing slowly, we said that they're, you know, like can't catch up to their pace. It's just how many more options do we have until K-Tad actually just mutes us?
Maybe we're muted right now, and he just hasn't.
We don't
said
know.
anything.
You're right,
He's
but
he's just letting us think that we're not muted.
You know what? But here's the thing, though, is that K-Tad wouldn't forsake the quality of the broadcast just for a joke. See, I know K-Tad. He cares too much about this.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Joke's on him. And Chef once again with the initial. As that
What?
works! Jumps up! That
No
also
way.
works! Hell the Polo! What was that?
Oh my god.
No, there's just no
Last
way,
round of the
man.
half.
I cannot believe that works. I guess we're playing a different game because Hail the Polo was just able to run out a teleporter, get a pick, double satchel over the head of the next player, and get the second. And that is just disgusting from John Jay. They're already at 10. The best that Pace University can hope for is 10-2, and even then, it's not a good-looking scoreline. Avery has taken out the operator, but they're on the attack, and with Avery being their main entry fragger, not taking space, because you have that gun that just makes you so immobile, is going to be very tough. But Angel's going to try and beat the tip of the spear.
Spike down
Oh,
A.
Hail the Polo though, just doing so well here.
Nade out. She would get one in the air.
Oh,
Oh, it just stops them both. It's way too much damage. And looking at a 11-1 half is what we have in front of us for John J. Collage.
Switching sides.
Hail the Polo. Just those last few rounds completely popped off. I mean, you have these consistent players. You have Pauline, Chef, Venus, Eden, but Hail the Polo just with those double satchels doing so much. I feel like I've seen someone say that playing Raze isn't really about getting frags. It's more about making space and tilting your enemies. Just completely making them so angry by what is possible in this game.
Exactly. Now, to be fair, one could say that the job of an initiator is to make space for your team. But Raze does have really flashy ways of doing it. You know, Jet has the op, so she's not doing much there. And Reyna has a layer, but she's self-sufficient. And Neon just goes zoom zoom and then bye-bye. So none of that really works out. Nade, I thought she'd be able to get one off of this. Doesn't have chip damage to force them off to all tight angles. But the shots traded pretty even though, that's the thing. As they get shot of control on the site once again. As the duel's going in their favor, John J. Callers look to set themselves up for 12-1.
Ooh, both of those Hawks missing there, and you just hear them screeching. But there's the Trailblazer now from Angel. 2v5, 2v4, sorry. Ender Pearl getting one, but now 1v4.
Out of charges.
1v3? Hey, managed to get one more.
Hey.
They're pretty low on the side of John Jay.
That
So
is very true.
if Ender, does manage to get at least two body shots on each person, they're fine. Not even one body shot should be more than enough, but unfortunately.
Pace, unfortunately, they do lose that pistol. Brings match point to John Jay College. No choice for Pace now except force. And John Jay, with the way that they've been playing, with the momentum that they have, it's going to be really tough for Pace to get a word in. They have a timeout available for this round, though. They could potentially use it. And the last time they did have that timeout, they played incredibly well and were able to pick up a round. But now I don't know if it's too late to call a timeout or if they've accepted their fate. And reminder, this is the winners finals, so whoever loses goes on to play USF, who we just saw play a match ago in the lower bracket finals, and the winner of this is guaranteed a top 2 finish of the ECAC women's
All-Star Women's Showcase. There we go.
Yes, I was like showdown. It had something to do with show.
Showstopper. Show.
Gun here.
Oh gosh.
Show tunes, which is what we're thinking. But
And it's even written on the screen. I just forgot how to read it.
it is.
apparently.
That's fine. Like I said, look, I read, you do math, and together things are going fine.
One enemy remaining.
But two people left, one more. John Jay in dominant fashion look to go forward towards the finals and face off against South Florida State.
I feel like that is an unsurprising finish to this match. Bind really felt so one-sided by John Jay for the entire time, and Pace just really couldn't find a way to match their pace.
You have to get it in. You have to get in just one
Last one.
Well, that's great because the good thing because they're on Pacific time, I think, to end the things off. That's just no. Never mind, they're East Coast, so they're on the exact opposite of Pacific time. Nonetheless, though, it has been fun getting to watch them. Some fun games throughout this entire day, some close ones and some not so close ones, but a show nonetheless. And thank you for being by my side, Epitomes. It's been fun having you
On this
here.
side? Yeah.
Yeah, hi. It's been great. High five to you. Wait, hold on.
Yeah?
Uh,
Did it work?
Did I do
Hold
it?
on, wait.
No, I'm turning the wrong way. This way.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. No. Too far back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah, let's go.
That worked out. And of course, also big shout out to our production, Kate and Cool Schools as well. Tomorrow we'll be having Spicy Pyro here, or Ashcast, I should say, to be able to help and take the reins from me. But appreciate you all for having me. I hope I did manage to do this justice. And of course, we'll be having more fantastic action of Valorant from these wonderful colleges and this really just wholesome and beautiful initiative. Thank you all. Have a good night. See you then.